Deutschland. Now, our honoree, he was with friends outside of the microbiology department of some German university. Now, he was there for a, quote, funny photo. So he posed in front of a $200,000 sculpture outside of the building. So the idea was he climbs, gets a funny picture, gets out. Well, he's 20, he's in college, so of course, he took the dare. The problem was he ended up getting stuck leg first inside of it. Now, most of his body managed to wiggle out, but his leg was stuck. His friends, they tried to get him free, but it was all in vain. Eventually, they had to call the authorities for help. So it took 22 firefighters 30 minutes to finally free our honoree. And we're toasting him because he was trapped in the wooden sculpture of a giant vagina.
Oh, wow.
And the picture's fantastic. He's like being birthed.
We have our finger to nose test, which again, it's kind of, we have them stand back with their head tilted back like that, eyes closed. We're going to have them touch the tip of their finger to the tip of their nose and bring it back down. Now, that is one where it's actually been shown to be the most effective in being predictive of THC.
I can believe that. I can believe it.
Because finding the tip of your nose, yeah.
Well, now, what about the, we talked about this earlier, and this could be for alcohol. I don't know if you guys do it with cannabis also. And we believe this is grossly unfair only because we can't do it sober, which is the alphabet backwards.
Is that one?
We do not do that, no.
All right, thank you.
Actually, what we ask is, can you say the alphabet without singing? Or we'll give them, like, can you say the alphabet from D to, Z or whatever. We'll have them start in a weird spot without singing. And the drunk people, most of the time, they'll get D, E, F,
and then elemental, rather not even a letter.
Yeah, what if they sang the song but not the alphabet song? A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I.
Change it up.
Yeah, they get a round of applause and a pair of bracelets.
That was great. Get in the patrol car.
What do you call a bear with gold teeth? What do you call a bear with gold teeth?
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
How much does it cost Santa to park his sleigh?
$1.
It's on the house. Here's a good one. I told my kid it's time to go to bed.
Oh, yeah?
Because the cows are now asleep in the field. She says, what does that have to do with anything? I said, that means it's past your bedtime. Past your bedtime. Why does Helen Keller play the piano with one hand?
I don't know.
She doesn't hear it?
She likes to sing along to it. You guys want to hear a potassium joke?
Sure.
Okay. And one more. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's my week attempted humor there, Ted.
It's like when me and DV got caught on that boat in Deep Creek Lake.
Right.
And they're like, and literally, he's sitting on the steering column, right? And we're under 21, and they're like, well, whose boat is this? They're like, it's not ours. Whose beer cans are those? Not ours. Now, we weren't drinking.
Yeah.
But obviously, you still shouldn't have a bunch of empty cans on a boat.
Sure.
And then same kind of thing. They're like, well, your registration's wrong. And it's like, I don't know. But same that we were like, look, it's our buddy's parents' house. They left. We took the boat out. And then the one cop's kind of like, you don't even know how to, or that's what it was. He goes, where's your license? I said, here you go. And he's like, boating license. I go, you need one? And he's like, oh my God. And then he's like, do you guys know how to drive this boat? I was like, I think I got the handle of it. And they're like, we got to give you a ticket, but we're going to follow you back to the dock just to make sure, right? And I was dipping at the time, like, you need a dip? He's like, no. And I'm like, all right, man, I got it. Narrator voice did not have it.
Oh,
they had to like throw us rope and help. I couldn't park that pontoon boat. But same thing, like they had us dead in the rights if you wanted. But again,
they were like,
you're
just so stupid. Like,
right,
Jesus Christ,
you guys can't be this dumb.
Starting tomorrow until New Year's Eve, you guys are going to be doing it 7 days a week, stopping drivers who are impaired either from alcohol or marijuana.
Yes, we'll have an emphasis out of 6 officers and a sergeant. Be out, and their entire job is going to be find and interdict impaired drivers prior to them hopefully crashing and hurting and or killing somebody.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Are there hot spots?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just figure marijuana. There's a shop in every neighborhood.
Right.
Yes, there is.
So it's not like if you live in a neighborhood.
Oh, I can think of it. I don't want to say the
You
street
could
that I
walk
think
to
it's
it.
prevalent.
Yeah.
Not even a rural.
Look at the two neighborhoods I lived in, right? In Belltown and Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
A lot of bars, a lot of younger people going out. Like, I would assume those are warm to hot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, you've got the barriers in front from the kids in the Hyundais that smash through the windows, and you got to walk around everything with a cleaning glass every morning.
Sounds specific to your shop.
That's really does. He's been hit like 3 or 4 times. Okay, so Steve and I went outside and had a cigarette.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yes. Is there any tells so far?
Well, you're a little more flush at this point.
Okay.
Your
all right.
face is kind of more flushed, is my first observation.
Okay.
Thrill, I can't tell. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad, man.
Because he was high before you guys got here.
That's right.
Actually, it does. Now that it
Gotcha.
John, how long's it been?
I think it was 2007 when we.
Was it 2000?
That makes sense.
18 years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
About when Ben was here.
That's right.
We're correct.
Ben got pissed drunk and slept on Ted's floor.
What did we give him? What was he
A bottle of
drinking?
Jameson.
It was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that was, Ben didn't start drinking too much before you guys got in. I think it was during the segment, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Well, and they,
During it.
I don't know how the weed one is, but you had like the goggles too that made it seem like you were impaired.
We do have what we call them drunk goggles.
Yeah.
And we do have those. They kind of simulate it a little bit.
Right.
It's not. You can make adjustments as
All right.
as you go, but
I mean, he couldn't pass the test at the beginning, but I think you guys encouraged him to keep drinking.
We did.
Thus, he ended up on my floor.
Did you know what happened at the end of that night?
no, I don't.
Well, I guess we got him home somehow to Ted's place.
Well, I used
We
to
wa-
live
we-
across I-5 from the studio, from the old
Yeah.
studio. So we got him home. He, I would say, have a reversal of fortune. I think of everything he had all day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I left him on the floor.
And we went out.
Sounds horrible now.
I know.
Then we went out to a bar.
Yeah.
Right? And then we came back. He was.
We walked too.
Hey, for the
Oh, yeah,
record, he
yeah.
was fine when I left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys let him keep drinking after I left because I wouldn't let him get that drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, we
I
would.
got out of there. So that's all on you guys.
I would say another example of being dumb at the liquor store, because it was a liquor store and a bar.
Humble brags from us.
Yeah, so my boss gives me a bag full of thousands of dollars. He goes, go to this bank, get change. Go to the bank, waiting in line, and I'm just holding a brown bag. So they're already kind of eyeballing me, and then I go up there and say, hey, I need to make some change. We got an account here. And they're like, all right. They're looking it up. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I just start dumping out thousands, just rolled up. And I'm like, I need this, this, and this. And the guy's like, we usually charge a fee, but I guess I'll give you like the quarters and everything. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, just give me the change. Get back to the liquor store. I go, man, they're really weird in that bank. He goes, what bank did you go to? I said, same thing. You're at the wrong bank.
Oh, damn, man.
Good or bad? Why were the police talking to you? 206-803.
Also, a case of quarters is much heavier than you
Yeah,
think it is.
it is super heavy.
And now, the men's room legacy continues. Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,436. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. That's you, are the men's room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite TV time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Giggity John.
All right, here we go. Town in Japan is suing one resident for being a complete and total ass. Meanwhile, regardless of police blocking the road, a Waymo car will still pass. We head to Montana for 4 moose trapped in a frozen lake. Don't bring a bottle of meth into an IHOP, for Christ's sake. And a man trying to do a good deed gets bitten in the face. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right. If I pointed at a 20-foot tall fence and told you that there was a lion on the other side of that fence, would you climb over it? Now, look, I cannot hear you, but I'm assuming that you answered no, maybe even hell no. Well, a 19-year-old kid in Brazil, he said hell yes, and climbed over the fence at the zoo there that separated him from Leona. Leona is the lion. Long story short, Leona killed and ate him because he climbed the fence, and Leona is a lion. The story explains itself. Now, closer to home, a man found himself in a traffic jam, so he got out of his car in an attempt to end the gridlock. Now, the problem was he was at Yellowstone, and the cause of the traffic jam was a 2,000-pound bison slowly walking down the highway. So he tried to shoo the animal out of the way, and it certainly moved when it charged the dude and ruined his day. Now, speaking of animals, in the a guy in Georgia, well, guess what? He saw a wounded raccoon on the side of the road, and he decided to be a good Samaritan. Well, the raccoon, as Miles said, bit him in the face. But that's not even the bad part. The bad part is it also had rabies. And the really dumb part is, in spite of having rabies and biting him in the face, the man's family had to, quote-unquote, convince him to go to the hospital. But as they say, no good deed goes unpunished. But today, we're talking animals. Look, we share a planet with them, but let's be honest, it's not always awesome. It's just not. We're telling you, there's a guy in California, he's got a 500-pound bear living in the crawl space under his house. Keep in mind, this is the time of the year they hibernate. Have fun with that. But a guy in Japan's like, boo-hoo. I was sitting on the toilet and got attacked by a bear. Because, again, we share a planet with animals. And that's what we want to talk about today. You've certainly had an animal encounter, and today we ask you to share it. So today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is, what was your best or worst interaction with an animal?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
KISW. We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Do you guys know what today is?
No.
It is Giving Tuesday. I figured you wouldn't know that.
Oh, yeah. No, I kept reading
Come
it and
on.
I didn't care. Is that bad?
Well,
Yes.
Codes for Kids is going on now. KISW.com. You should.
That's a strong point,
That's
Miles.
exactly right. There are 300,000 kids here in Washington that seriously are living in poverty. So the idea is 2,500 coats for kids in need. They are $25 a piece. Are brand new and American made. So if you could please, it is a Giving Tuesday. Donate now. KISW.com. We're going to try to get more than that. 3,000 would be a great number, but either way, give what you can now, since it is Giving Tuesday, and that all works out. Speaking of giving, I want to thank Sam. He gave up $50.
All right.
So did Shelley. Lori gave $25.87.
87 cents. Lori, I like your style.
Arthur gave $1.
Hey, whatever, man.
Actually, he gave $1,000.
Oh,
Just kidding, Arthur. Thank you, Erica, for the $100 donation. Susan for your $51 donation.
51.
Barbara also gave $25. I don't know how people come up with these numbers. It's probably like some fee that they knock on there.
I get
like
the
it's
87 cents thing is weird.
$51 from Janelle. So thank you. And if you can, please head to KISW.com and donate what you can for the kids. All right, let's see here. Do we have time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com?
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And we'll jump right into the birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Okay. Hello, gentlemen. Today is my birthday. I would like to request the following items: a fish sandwich medley, an owl hitting the window, and you guys talking all over each other about what celebrity shuffle led to cook you a... what celebrity shuffle? Chef, maybe? Led to cook you a birthday dinner. I would like to have Guy Fieri, Valerie Bertinelli, and the Ted Nugent. I'll see you guys soon. That from Steven.
Can I get
A fillet of fish sandwich.
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? Put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I want a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. Yeah. I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some dinner relish in the morning. At noon. And at night.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich? So you don't want a fish sandwich?
I don't want Ted Nugent cooking me.
I'm going to tell you,
Well,
make me dinner, man. I'm actually going to go for Paul the D.
Something
Sure,
you
so
should
call me
have
the
done
embalm, but the
Ramsey.
food is going to be delicious.
Chew into a
It's
bowl.
the truth, man. I'll eat her food even though she's
partying it
racist.
up.
Pacholas, my coworker Jess, is having a birthday today. She always shares, what about Ted? Terrible Laffy Taffy dad jokes with me sometimes and misreads the punchline. I'm just assuming.
I thought he meant Ted Nugent.
Yes. Oh, maybe it was Ted Nugent.
I would think that's what he's
He
talking
wants,
about.
he wants the head
I
chef
was talking
to
about Sweaty Teddy.
But I like your
Ted
idea.
Nugent.
I'm going to bring Paula Dean over to hear somebody say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can we have Miles throw in some dad jokes for her? Let's see here. Maybe also have the In-Action News team help us rip on our coworker Dan. Thanks, guys. That from Brett. You guys want to rip on Dan real quick while I find my jokes?
I would find it encourageable to absolutely rip on a fine listener of this program. I will not take part in this.
Yeah, I will, man. I don't know who Dan is, but if wishing you a happy birthday, that means you don't have real friends. That's all right, Playboy.
All right, I'm going to give you all my dad jokes. Jess, what do you call a bear with gold teeth? What do you call a bear with gold teeth?
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls. How much does it cost Santa to park his sleigh?
$1.
It's on the house.
All right.
Here's a good one. I told my kid it's time to go to bed
Oh, yeah.
because the cows are now asleep in the field. She says, what does that have to do with anything? I said, that means it's past your bedtime. Yeah, sleeping in the field. That's past your bedtime. Why does Helen Keller play the piano with one hand?
I don't know.
Doesn't hear it?
She likes to sing along to it. You guys want to hear a potassium joke?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's my week attempted humor there, Ted. See? Now, what do you got here? This one comes from Spain.
Spain?
Ola, would you guys please wish my sister a very happy 50th something birthday? How about some turtle sex and you guys talking all over yourselves about farting? I wish her many more years of telling each other when we fart, even when we're on the other side of the world from each other. Because sisters share. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that from the lovely Carolyn. Well, first of all, Steve's
There
been
is some
farting all
farts
day.
today. He had
From the
enchiladas
longest
last
time.
night.
Look,
He's
man,
not
I had
gonna know.
enchiladas last night.
Yeah,
They were
well, that's no
delicious. They probably
excuse.
Had a
smelled
Mexican
chicken
nuts
nuggets
for
from
ice
the
cream.
base.
I was
And
farting all
roasted
night.
tomatillo. That would be the scent in the end.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Bob, ladies and gentlemen, from your Seattle Police Department officers, John Huber and Jake Masterson in the studio joining us. Yes. It's been a while.
Yes, sir, it has.
John, how long's it been?
I think it was 2007 when we...
Was it 2000?
That makes sense.
18 years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
About when Ben was here. If
That's right.
We're correct.
Ben
Man.
got pissed drunk and slept on Ted's floor.
What did we give him? What was he
A bottle
drinking?
of Jameson.
It was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that was, Ben didn't start drinking too much before you guys got in. I think it was during the segment, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Well, and they
During it.
I don't know how the weed one is, but you had like the goggles too that made it seem like you were impaired.
We do have what we call them drunk goggles.
Yeah.
And we do have those. They kind of simulate it a little bit.
Right.
It's not. You can make adjustments as
All right.
as you go. But
He couldn't pass the test at the beginning, but I think you guys encouraged him to keep drinking.
We did.
Thus he ended up on my floor.
Did you know what happened at the end of that night?
no, I don't.
Well, I guess we got him home somehow to Ted's place.
Well, I
Well,
used to
we-
live
we-
across I-5 from the studio, from the old
Yeah.
studio. So we got him home. He, I would say, have a reversal of fortune. I think of everything he had all day.
Yeah.
Then I left him on the floor.
And we went
It
out.
sounds horrible now.
I know. It
Then
does.
we went out to a bar.
Yeah.
Right? And then we came back. He was.
We walked too.
Hey, for the
Oh, yeah,
record, he
yeah.
was fine when I left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys let him keep drinking after I left because I wouldn't let him get that drunk.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we
I
would.
got out of there. So that's all on you guys.
Well, back then, weed was not legal.
That is correct.
So
We had medicinal.
right. Yeah. We
Was
did.
it? Did we have that in?
Yep.
Wow.
We
Okay.
were one of the, I think we were like the third or fourth state to get medicinal back in '98, right when I first started.
I'm curious, as a police officer, no, a DRE, which is drug recognition expert.
Yes, sir.
Me too. I'm just not a cop.
Yeah.
But so when they legalize weed, just from a law enforcement point of view, is that like, thank God they finally did it, or is it like, Jesus Christ, here we go again?
When they did it with just the state, it made
Yeah.
it difficult because we get federal grants from stuff. So there's some
Right.
fine lines that we have to work with,
Sure.
work within. So that made it difficult. There's also not enough studies out there to really understand how weed, we kind of understand how weed works in the body, but if we could do some more studies, that peer-reviewed studies that could then show the rest of the world how it actually works, it would make it a lot easier for people to accept what we do
Right.
works. Because it does work. Our
Yeah.
tests work. They work fine for cannabis. I know there's I know one of your DUI guy, he advertises here. He's going to say they don't work. They're not. They do. And just think how many crimes are out there that we actually give them a test right after we arrest them to let them prove that they're not guilty.
Is there a time frame on that? So like we had a caller call today talking about I did drugs the other day, but maybe I'd smoked weed last night. I get pulled over for speeding. I don't know, the following morning
On weed, huh?
Yeah, or whatever. But
I think you're doing 35 on I-5.
Trying hypothetical, but you know what I'm saying? Like, is that still? Obviously, it's going to stay in my system for 30 days anyway. So, Jake, can you bust me? Do you know right away?
Yeah, well, one of the big things is we talk about in the DRE program is onset and duration. So typically, weed has about 3 hours. Effects peaking around 30 minutes.
Okay.
Just you having carboxy THC, which is the metabolite, like let's say you hadn't smoked for several hours, you get arrested for DUI for some reason, and you have carboxy THC in your system, not the psychoactive Delta 9 THC in your system. That's not going to be something that's not, carboxy is not something that's going to be psychoactive.
To the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but y'all, the way we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,436. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, exciting return to Who Sucks Less. Steve, I don't know how you do it. You find people doing messed up stuff in the news every week.
It's hard, man.
You bring us 3 stories. It's up to us to determine out of the 3 which one sucks the least. Is there a theme to this week's Who Sucks Less?
I mean, the theme is that everyone sucks. But what I would say is the first 2 stories involve people peeing in the United States. You got people peeing in Japan, just not peeing in the places they should. And then finally, we have a post office facility that, they say, what is it? Neither rain nor snow nor dark of night shall stop us from whatever the thing. They're not kidding. But maybe sometimes you should stop for a hot second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who Sucks Less is coming up at 4:30. Oh, we have a very special announcement for you. The Unwrapped Pre-Funk Party with the Men's Room going down Friday before the show, December 12th at Tony V's Garage.
Oh, hey, I hate to tell you this, man.
What's that?
It's not a big announcement. They played some stuff earlier today.
Oh.
I know they stole your thunder. Like, we were going to make the announcement.
I found out about it today on
the radio.
to Ryan's show.
Yeah.
At the desk there. And
yeah, it's like your Thor, right? Yeah. But then someone stole your thunder. So you're just a blonde dude holding a hammer.
We're doing a live
I don't know.
show.
Well, yeah. Should be fun.
It's just a couple blocks away from Angel of the Winds, by the way.
Yeah, Tony V's is great.
It's an awesome
yes.
spot. They'll have the Men's Room IPA from Black Raven there. So you
For
can
sure.
Kick back a couple of those before you go to the Unwrapped show. We get word, apparently, according to Ryan, we might have some special guests. That are stopping by. That might be involved in the said Unwrapped show later on at Angel of the Winds.
Nice.
So it's going to be a great time. Stop in, get some food if you want, get a couple beers with us, hang with us. We're going to be doing the show live, so you'll be a part of the live broadcast.
Yes,
as well.
indeed.
So it's going to be a good time. By the way, no cover on that. It's open to the public. Just got to be 21 years old to get into Tony V's. So that's all going to be a good thing. We are close to that bad boy, man. Week and a half away.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Super soon.
Week and a half.
And I've never had a bad time at Tony V's, ever. Not one time.
No, it's
I've not necessarily
fantastic.
had a good morning following being at Tony V's, but I've never had a bad time
The
being
only issue I ever had at Tony V's was I showed up for a birthday party and the theme was gold, but nobody else was there yet. I showed up in a gold lame jacket and it was like, sweet jacket, dude. It's like, well, hang on.
It'll make sense.
There's going to be 20 more people dressed in gold when they get here.
Yeah, don't be first.
You were first?
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
I know. I looked like a jackass.
Wow. I cannot believe you got there before everyone else.
I did. Well, they were in a bus.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
So that's not your typical MO test.
Yeah.
The Unwrapped Pre-Funk Party with the Men's Room going down Friday starting at 2 o'clock. Again, the broadcast is live. You can join us. It's absolutely free. Just got to be 21 years of age or older.
Yep.
You'll be a part of the show because we're not taking any phone calls that day. We are not dealing with that, man. We're going to bring you up. You will answer the question. That's how it's going to roll.
And look, every time we do one of these, they're like, hey, we got the phone system figured out. We are 100% sure to work. It never does. So we're just like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Let's just don't even make it a thing. Don't even chase it down.
And today on the question, we're going to talk about animal encounters. Either a good encounter, maybe a bad interaction with an animal. We start here locally. Let's do that, all right? As Seattle officials are working with state wildlife experts after several aggressive coyote encounters were reported at 2 of the city's most popular parks.
All right.
So we head up on the hill. One happening on the weekend of Thanksgiving. It was captured on cell phone at a volunteer park and showed a coyote approaching a group of dogs in broad daylight. Now, park goers can be heard shouting warnings as the animal lurks nearby. Jason Williams, he's the guy who recorded the video, said the coyote's behavior was unlike anything he'd seen before.
He was on 2 legs smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I've never seen him in the middle of the day looking for a meal. That was very strange. He was walking his own dog and said the coyote appeared focused on 2 other dogs nearby. He was coming straight for him. He knew what he was after. The video shows William shouting, making loud noises to scare the animal off. A tactic they say is, recommended. I was just concerned. I thought one of those dogs might get injured. No injuries were reported. Coyote eventually ran away, but the call has renewed concerns about urban wildlife becoming increasingly comfortable around people.
Well, yeah, if they live in the city, what do you think is going to happen?
And it's a giant park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Also, some deal went down at the Arboretum. So there's another encounter down there.
Another coyote?
Yeah. Officials say some of the animals in those areas have become dangerously habituated to humans and human food.
Well, again, they live in the city, yes.
They say they might have to trap or euthanize these guys if they find them. Last month, Wildlife teams killed a coyote in the Arboretum after reports it had snatched a leashed dog and taken a Coke containing food from a park goer. I've seen that video.
Well, that makes sense.
He runs away with his jacket, though.
Well, yeah, if you leave your jacket on the ground with food in it.
Well, they say they're getting more aggressive and less afraid of people. And now they've got warning signs up there to keep your dogs leashed, avoid feeding coyotes, and other tips if a coyote shows aggressive behavior.
Who feeds coyotes? I've seen people feed pigeons, seagulls, right, all that kind of thing. Raccoons, for Christ's sake.
Typically, they're very skittish.
Crows.
They don't really get near you.
I mean, coyotes generally will run away from humans, but they do like attacking small dogs.
But I guess that's their point. Like, look, they're not really running away from people anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But they're.
Well, I mean, it lives in the city.
But if I think a raccoon, look.
Well, okay.
Because you could go to Discovery Park, there's a cougar, there's bears around. I'll take the coyote any day over the other stuff I might run into.
Yeah.
As far as wild animals go.
Speaking of that, so this came out a couple weeks ago. Raccoons may be taking steps toward domestication, according to a new study that suggests that urban life is subtly reshaping the species. They did the research at the University of Arkansas and analyzed almost 20,000 photos of raccoons from across the U.S. Found that those living in cities have shorter snouts than their rural counterparts. And that's evolving into a physical change that echoes the early stages of domestication.
All right.
Which is also seen in other animals. Think about the size of a snout of a lion or a tiger, and then a domesticated house cat.
Now,
that's what they're saying, that the nose shrinks.
But is it being domesticated, or is it just very comfortable, knowing that it has a great food resource and trash and everything else? But I mean, like, I don't call that domestication.
It's
so
just
much.
one of the traits. So, like, think about dogs, and how that all started.
But I'm saying,
now there's different breeds, but typically.
But we domesticated them. We invited them into our home, and then through eugenics created what we wanted them to do. Some are good at hunting. But with raccoons, I'm like, they're not domesticated.
It's the beginning.
They're comfortable
before
living
the human invited
people.
that dog in, it started with getting him to eat out of your hand.
Sure.
Right.
Right, so I think the raccoons are just getting to the first stages.
They're at the very beginning of this.
No, I understand all that. I'm saying, but no one's inviting them in. It's like, I understand.
Not yet.
Not yet. I know some people, they do like raccoons, but everything's still, they're not good pets.
Well, look.
Dogs we wanted, cats showed up because we were supplied a good food source with all the mice around eating all the grain. That makes sense, but like raccoons, I know they're comfortable, but it's like, you're not welcome in my home.
I mean, some animals I just don't think... A guy lived upstairs, had a ferret. Go up there and smoke weed with him all the time, drink beer, watch football, whatever. He's my upstairs neighbor. I knew everything about him because I could hear him walking all over the damn place. He had loud feet. But his ferret, if you sit on the couch, will get underneath the couch.
And then bite you.
And then bite the back of your foot. And he was just playing and nipping, but it still hurt.
Yeah.
So, but I thought to myself, this thing is more like a weasel. This thing it is not something that I would think to be domesticated. I've also been to a buddy's house who was pretty well off. And his wife had a pet pig. So when you walk in the house, you don't expect to see a pig.
Typically not.
You don't also expect to then enjoy the pig's company.
Oh, yeah.
Hang out with a pig. Then realize that pig's following you around. Like that somehow this pig and you are somewhat attached.
Yeah, that's super smart. Right?
Yeah.
Got no beef with you. No pun intended.
So they say that the study published in Frontiers in Zoology challenges the idea that domestication begins only when humans start breeding wild animals. And I told you, when I was down in Mexico, there were kids that had raccoons as pets. Now, they were much more skinny.
Sure.
Obviously, they're not dumpster divers. They were being fed by their owners. But they said you have to be well-behaved enough, but eventually it can happen. Trash is the Kickstarter. Wherever humans go, there's trash, and animals love our trash. I feel like it'd be funny if we called the domesticated version of raccoons the trash panda, because it's already known as a trash panda.
Sure.
Yeah. So they say over time, animals that are less fearful of people can thrive in these settings and pass on those traits to their offspring. I can tell you right now, the raccoons in Fremont don't care.
No, I've been saying any major city I've been in, if the raccoons are willing to come out during the day, they're not worried about you. But also, most people don't chase them off or interact.
Side of the sidewalk, walking by them, they're just sitting up watching me.
Yeah,
and I walk right by them, they don't care.
Nope.
They'll walk with you.
I don't care about them either. I'm like, hey, what are you doing, buddy?
I mean, if you kick one in the face, it would change everything. I'm not saying you do that, but I'm like, when they talk about coyotes aren't scared of people, I'm like, they haven't bumped to the right people.
But not all raccoons are good. A man trying to rescue a wounded raccoon that he found on the road suffered numerous bites as he held onto the animal while driving to a nature center, only to learn that bad boy had rabies. Georgia's Chattahoochee Nature Center described the incident on social media, saying the man wrapped the raccoon in his coat, held it against his chest for the hour-long drive to the facility. His reaction to being bit in the face and hands was pretty bad. He was to return home, and then okay, you ready for this one? So he gets bitten first. He still has not made it to the Chattahoochee Nature Center. So what does he do? He takes the raccoon home. He cleans up his wounds.
Are you kidding me?
Then he duct tapes the raccoon in a blanket before setting out again. They say though his heart was in the right place, the man put himself and numerous others at risk. Noting staff had to get the raccoon into a kennel as children were arriving for a Thanksgiving break camp.
Oh,
yeah.
And he brought a rabid raccoon.
Facility, by the way, is not even licensed for raccoon rehabilitation. And the man reportedly arrived an hour before its wildlife clinic opened. So it wasn't really opened. He had to be convinced convince the staff to let him in, and the raccoon for the treatment. Raccoon was ultimately euthanized at the hospital. 2 days later, they learned that the raccoon had tested positive for rabies. As if the case doesn't speak for itself, the center stresses that people should leave the job of handling injured wildlife to licensed professionals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially something like that. But what is, because your ex worked at a veterinary clinic, right?
Yeah.
So I'm this guy. I find a wounded raccoon, all right, not rabid. I don't know where else to take it. I go to the veterinary clinic. I know they are not specializing in raccoons or the local wildlife. Do they still take it in?
It depends
Right,
on the
it's
clinic.
that.
So there's 2 or 3 clinics in the Seattle area that take care of the bigger animals.
All right.
When I say big, I mean big. So it's kind of like an MRI or a CAT scan machine that is used just to take a look at the animal. Now, some of those animals come from the Woodland Park Zoo.
Sure.
You might have whatever tiger they have in there, whatever, if they have a lion or anything like that, or, I don't know, bobcat, whatever they've got in captivity. Same thing with the Seattle Aquarium. So if you have a sea turtle, if you have, and they keep these things alive.
But that makes more sense to me. It's an aquarium. They're saying, look, aquatic life, we get it. The average
Seals.
veterinary clinic, and I'm like, hey, I don't know. I hit this fox on the side of the road, but he's still alive, and I'm wishing him the best. Like, look, dude, I deal with dogs and cats. We don't really deal with fox. Do they send me somewhere else, or do they say, all right, just leave it here. We'll do what we can.
You can say what you want about being a veterinarian, but there's a couple things that hold true. Look, there's males and there's females, and the human species. That's what the basics are, right?
Right.
When you're a veterinarian, if my cockatoo is going down and something's wrong, the veterinarian that I take it to knows how to take care of that bird, or a parrot, or a cat,
sure,
or a dog, or a pig, or a ferret.
But I bring a raccoon.
So they have a wider range of, not specialty knowledge, all of them, but
right.
They have a basic knowledge of a bunch of different types of animals.
Sure.
And, being able to figure out what's going on with them, which to me, it's a lot more studying.
But do they take it, is what I'm asking. Will they take it? Say I got a pet monkey. That's my pet, right? But the average veterinarian, I don't believe, is dealing with monkeys much.
Can you have a monkey in Washington?
I don't know. But
I'm sure somebody does.
Look, but I got a monkey. Don't ask me where I got it from. I don't want questions about that, but I got a spider monkey, man. His leg is broken. I brought it to the veterinarian. Like,
was it skateboarding?
Can you guys hook this up? Or because it's a monkey and it's kind of built like us, should I take it to a regular hospital and they hook it up? Like, what would be your best bet? Before Fish and Wildlife shows up, I get that. But, like, where do you take it first? Do I go to the vet? Do I go to a regular doctor?
Depending on the...
I would go to a vet, but Fish and Wildlife showing up, probably taking the monkey either way.
Half the time, you just don't want to deal with a cat, man. Mm-hmm. Because when they get pissed, it's just razor blades. Our question, what was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
active Delta 9 THC in your system. That's not going to be something that's not, carboxy is not something that's going to be psychoactive. That's going to get you that conviction.
All right. It'll be in my system. In other words, I've smoked it. It just it's not relevant.
It's not affecting me right now.
Some of that too is misconceptions. I mean, I think it kind of like an old wives' tale that if you smoke weed, it's going to be in your system for 30 days, and so kids stop smoking weed so their parents don't threaten to test their urine.
Yeah, exactly. You get that from Amazon, and
yeah. Because when we do our test, if somebody hasn't smoked for 12 hours, most of the carboxy is probably going to be gone from their system as well, and they're going to have just whatever drugs or alcohol was in their system when they were arrested for that DUI.
Do you think we'll ever get to a point where, you can go online and look up charts with your weight, height, male, female? Do you think that it will ever get to a point with weed where it's like, I know if I go to a bar...
He's fat enough, there's no way he's on.
Well, I'm just saying, I know if I have 2 beers, I'm not going to be over the limit.
Yeah.
But I don't know with weed.
So weed is one of those things where the limit isn't really applicable because weed is not water soluble, it's fat soluble. So actually the blood results that we get back aren't really indicative of impairment. It's just this kind of arbitrary number that the legislature had put up at 5 nanograms per deciliter of blood. Really, impairment is impairment. It's one of those big things where we try to go out there, we do these tests that John was talking about, and we show that the person was affected by this drug. Right now, even smoking a little bit, if you take one hit, your THC in your blood is going to be above that per se limit.
It's the same if you smoke the whole joint, essentially.
Yes.
I mean, you might be more effed up, but
Yes.
you still got it in your system and it's still affecting you.
And the big thing, well, not necessarily, right? So, because there's no real correlation between THC in your blood and impairment. It hasn't been shown. It's just proof that it's in there. We have to, through our tests, through our observations, and through your driving behavior, have to prove that you were affected by THC.
How similar are those tests to a DUI stop?
Extremely similar. So we have our battery of 3 SFSTs that are standardized and validated. That's going to be our HGN, our walk and turn and one leg stand. We'll have people that we suspect may be on a cannabis DUI perform those tests. In addition to some other tests, we have the modified Romberg balance test, which is kind of standing there with your head tilted back, eyes closed. We're going to have you estimate 30 seconds in your head. That's one good way. And
radio people would crush that.
Everyone should be practicing this
one
at home.
thing we could do in radio, man. We are very, very good estimators of time.
Yeah, we can poop in 2 minutes.
Oh, there you go. Hey, well,
we know.
That's a skill. But also, sometimes...
I mean, seriously, I know you don't think it is. It's joking. But I mean, we get this down to a science. We got 3 minutes left in the commercial break. I can squeeze this one out.
Oh, well, when I'm in there for 30 minutes with the smartphone. My wife's banging on the door telling me, get out. Yeah. But one of the things as well, it's not just that estimation of 30 seconds. It's our observations of the person. So there are things called eyelid tremors or flutters that are really prevalent in somebody with cannabis usage. We have this study right here that was done in 2016 called we call it affectionately the 302 study. They compared 302 DRE evaluations to 302 non-impaired evaluations of people. They came back with people under the influence or who had consumed cannabis. Something like 60%, 58% had eyelid tremors. So that's one indicator of for us. Again, it's not that we're going to hang our coat on that one thing, but that is a big indicator to us.
Yeah.
Yes. And then also circular sway or sway from left to right. A higher percentage of people who have consumed cannabis were exhibiting those as opposed to those who were not. So there are several different, it's not just that time estimation. Because sometimes we get guys who are like drummers. Those dudes can keep time no matter how high they get. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's all they can do, though.
Yeah, and then we have our finger to nose test, which is our additional test.
Drummers can't stay in a band, but they can pass this test.
That's true.
Thanks for the pizza, is what we say.
Yeah, if a machine can do your job, I'm just kidding. No shade on drummers, but and then we have our finger to nose test, which again, it's kind of we have them stand back with their head tilted back like that, eyes closed. We're going to have them touch the tip of their finger to the tip of their nose and bring it back down. Now, that is one where it's actually been shown to be the most effective in being predictive of THC.
I can believe that. I can believe it.
Because finding the tip of your nose,
Well, now, what about we talked about this earlier, and this could be for alcohol. I don't know if you guys do it with cannabis also. And we believe this is grossly unfair only because we can't do it sober, which is the alphabet backwards.
Is that one?
We do not do that, no.
All right, thank you.
Actually, what we ask is, can you say the alphabet without singing? Or we'll give them, can you say the alphabet from D to, Z or whatever. We'll have them start in a weird spot without singing. And the drunk people, most of the time, they'll get D, E, F. And
then elemental, rather not even a letter.
What if they sang the song but not the alphabet song? A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I.
Change it up.
Yeah, they get a round of applause and a pair of bracelets.
That was great, getting a patrol car.
Yeah. As far as people who are driving, like when you think about people who are smoking weed, I don't think about them going 90 miles an hour.
No.
But I'm sure it happens.
That's the misconception, actually, though, is because the number one reason that in this 302 study, and anecdotally I can speak to as a DUI officer, and so can John, but speeding is the number one reason we stop cannabis-impaired drivers. It's not actually going slow. That's one thing we had talked about, and I always bring it up whenever I teach classes on this, is a lot of times we think, because of those old ads back in the day, if you remember back in like 01, it's like, they're at the drive-through, 15 cheeseburgers, and they got smoke billowing out of the car, and the little girl. And it's like, oh, yeah, you go, like, you're all slow, Cheech and Chong. Like, all this, that was all part of, like, the culture, like, sinking into the couch. Actually, speeding is the number one reason we stop cannabis-impaired drivers.
What's the percentage compared if you're impaired? I mean, is alcohol still the majority of those?
As far as like speeding?
Well, just as far as, if you're going to have a green DUI or an alcohol related one, are the numbers even similar, or is there a higher percentage of one than the other?
They're probably getting similar, but one of the big things is our training and officers being able to readily recognize cannabis impairment as opposed to alcohol. Alcohol is pretty easy because if you get way too drunk,
it's obvious.
It's very obvious. Cannabis is one where somebody can be impaired and an officer just isn't well trained enough, because cannabis detection and drug detection in our driving population is more of an advanced class that we teach after our 3-day SFST class. It's a class called A-RIDE, Advanced Roadside Impaired Driver Evaluation.
God, you guys have the sexiest terms for these classes.
I know, right? Yeah.
Both of those are a reason to search the vehicle, correct? As far as if you think someone's impaired either way, drunk, high, whatever, is that?
Well, yeah, not really, not anymore. Arizona v. Gant was a big case law that kind of restricted our ability to be able to search a vehicle, like search incident to arrest. Now, if we do have stuff in plain view, things like that, there are other reasons. Typically, though, when it comes to just like a cannabis DUI or drug or a alcohol DUI, we can just take photos of the evidence that's in there. I mean, a picture, we don't need the bong. I get a picture.
Do you guys have like pictures on your Axios cams of, guy with the joint behind his ear going, no, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Well, my favorite's like when I arrest a guy for green DUI and they got shake all over the front of their chest and they're like, I haven't smoked in hours. It's been hours. I'm like, what's that on your chest? And like it so easily brushes away. It's like, okay, you've just been laying there dormant for however long.
So we used to work with a guy years ago, all right? And this guy, we worked with him for years. And we're like, dude, there's no way you don't get high. And he's like, babe, I do not smoke. It is unprofessional. But that was always his answer, all right?
He's a roller skating champion.
He's a roller skating disco champion of Maryland, 1978. You do the math. Anyway, we kept asking, we're like, dude, seriously, you must smoke. Because we were notorious for getting stoned. He's like, babe, it's just not something I do. I've done it before, but it's just not something. I've done it like 10 years or some crap. So he meets us at the bar later that night. He has this sticky ass nug stuck in his hair.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
and
big,
we were like,
green,
bro,
bright bud. Like,
so you bringing up these people? I'm like, he would be the guy. Like, babe, no, I haven't smoked in a while. Is it because you're looking for the bud in your hair, or what?
Officers, John Huber, Jake Masterson. We're gonna take a commercial break, as they say, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk to you again.
Oh, great!
Probably ask some of the similar questions we already asked. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But you listen to these commercials, you see. And then when we come back, we're going to have another conversation. Is that fair?
Maybe do some tests.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. We'll be right back.
KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
In a video posted on TikTok, the ramifications of messing with wildlife are remarkably clear. A user in Yellowstone National Park and a tourist is seen egging on a bison and faces consequences quickly. The man appears to be trying to get a bison out of the road, a common occurrence in Yellowstone that some like to call a bison jam. Now, while these massive mammals, they say, can slow traffic down, they don't recommend getting out of your car to deal with them. That's strongly advised against.
But wouldn't that be kind of the point, I would think, and some of the fun of going to Yellowstone is like, look, even from the safety of your car, here's this animal you're not normally going to see right outside your window.
Yeah. Man maneuvers around the road yelling and motioning at the animal. The bison can be seen charging him. Despite some of the infamous predators that inhabit the park, like wolves and grizzly bears, bisons are responsible for most injuries annually in the park.
I think because people approach them.
It's not their nature to harm a person. But where they get pissed off and poor judgment is involved, it frightens the animal, putting them in the defensive mode. Yellowstone tourists may have the worst behavior, they say, when it comes to bison. A tourist was knocked straight over by one. A group of people were recently charged by a bison, with one individual being gored by it. Mm-hmm. They weigh over 2,000 pounds, so the dangers to humans should be obvious.
Yep.
Our question, what was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
They'll keep doing it.
I swear, once every 6 weeks, another story, it's always a bison. And the difference is people will approach a bison because they don't, it's not a meat eater. So somehow you get it in your head, like, it's not dangerous. Like, unless you weigh more than 2,000 pounds, it's going to beat your ass every time. Like, people don't walk up to wolves. Some people walk up to bears, but, like, everyone's just like, let me just get a quick selfie. Here's my thing. Use the telephoto on your phone, right? Even like National Geographic guys that get these great shots. If you see where their actual distance from the animal, they're 300 yards away. They're using a telephoto lens. You know why? Because approaching the animal always ends horribly.
Yeah.
Every time. I don't know why.
Have you seen the videos where the guys are like in camo doing exactly that? And like an animal will just walk up behind him and like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, start sniffing them.
Yeah, just checking him out. Like,
ooh.
Man, the gorillas one. Those are the ones that freak me out.
No, so are you thinking of the video I am? It's a dude. He's sitting in the middle of the jungle or whatever.
Yeah. But there's a whole family around him.
The whole family's there. And then the silverback, who's obviously, like, he runs the show, is sitting directly behind the guy, okay? So the human dude is sitting perfectly still. And the gorillas, for the most part, are kind of ignoring him, except the juveniles, because juvenile gorillas, like juvenile people, like juvenile any animal, they're curious. So these things, they're kind of, tugging at his shirt. They're not being mean or anything, but if he even considered, like, just swatting the hand away.
Or petting one.
Right. You could tell Dad is going to rip his head off of his body, but this big-ass gorilla is sitting behind him, staring at him, not being mean, just making sure he doesn't touch the kids. And I'm like, bro, how long are you willing to sit there? And it's a long video.
I'd be shaking.
Because you just have to stay calm. I'm like, well, if it's a house cat, I can do that. This is a silverback gorilla. There's no chance I'm going to sit calm.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Carrie. Welcome to the men's room.
Yeah, thank
Hola.
you.
Hola.
Hola. Hola.
So, Carrie, you're a veterinarian, I understand it?
Yes.
All right. I roll into your clinic. It's whatever time. It's 10 minutes before you close. I got an injured spider monkey. No, I'm not going to tell you where I got the monkey from. What do you do? I'm assuming a monkey is not part of your expertise.
That's correct. So if it's a terminal suffering wildlife animal or an animal we don't treat, we're going to euthanize it for you. And most vets will do this because we're compassionate people. And if it's a patient that needs to be stabilized, we will stabilize them and then make the referral to the appropriate wildlife rehab agency to take over the case.
And would that be the person that brought in the monkey, or do you guys handle that part for him? Like you go, we'll deliver it to the next in line.
There's a lot of different ways that happens. Sometimes it's the original finder of the animal. Sometimes it's an employee. Sometimes it's a volunteer that transports animals to places like SARV and other animal rehab centers that are licensed to do that. So,
what have you?
People are involved.
Have you had the experience? Has anyone brought something into the clinic? You're like, all right, this is not what we normally deal with, but we'll do the best we can.
That happens all the time, and but we, like I said, we usually try to stabilize them, or if it's in pretty good shape, we'll just have them take it to the wildlife rehab place. Okay. So mostly, I end up euthanizing animals that are just suffering.
All right. What about just as far as people's pets? What are some of the more unusual things that, like in an emergency situation, you guys are the closest clinic. I'm bringing in my whatever. What have you seen come through?
personally, I will help anybody with any unusual animal. Snakes. Some people have wild cats that really shouldn't be pets.
What do people bring snakes
wildlife.
in for? Like, what would be an emergency situation with a snake? Like, I mean, do they have a fever or something stuck in their gut? What?
They could have. They could be egg. Have an egg binding or choking on some food, things like that, where their intestines are obstructed or their reproductive tract is obstructed.
How about like a tortoise?
Same. Yeah.
Okay. You've seen that before?
I haven't actually dealt with a tortoise, but I've dealt with other animals.
Would you?
Do you have all the tools to deal with them all?
Right, like if I brought in a tortoise, you haven't dealt with it before, but you're obviously more qualified than anyone in the studio. I mean, where do you even begin? And like Ted says, would you even know what tool to start with?
Yeah.
Well, I would probably take a radiograph and see if see what's going on, and we also can get blood from various animals and run them in in-house blood work machines and get values. And frankly, we just look it up.
But do you have like tools to deal with them? Right, like if a dog comes in that bites people, it probably has a muzzle on. Like, do you have like a snake stick?
Oh, right, yeah.
I have personally, I have a lot of tools because I used to do livestock and dogs and cats and some what they consider exotic pets. So I have a variety of medical instruments for large and smaller animals, and there's most of these animals don't have any specific instruments made for them anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, well, you have an arm. Have you ever pulled out a calf?
Have I ever pulled out a calf?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
How far do you go in there? I mean, you elbow deep?
Right.
Oh, shoulder deep.
Shoulder deep.
Really?
And you go get a hamburger afterwards?
Yeah, sometimes we have vets are known for like eating with one hand and working with the other.
Yeah.
It's not.
That is a beautiful image in my head right now. Mowing down on some Burger King.
But I know you got to go in there and get them. That's one of those animals where,
Okay, but why if you're working with livestock, is it just like human beings and that's why you deliver the baby? In other words, obviously they've been doing it for hundreds of years without human intervention, but is it just safer if a human being is shoulder deep in the cow's backside pulling out the calf?
Some of them cannot come out because they're breech or they have they're stuck at, say, the shoulder. Sometimes the bull, the breed of the bull, was much too large for a smaller breed heifer. It's her first year. Or first calf, and the bull is like a larger breed, so
I got you.
The calf is larger, and they just don't come out. Sometimes if you don't get them out, the calf will die, and also the cow, and sometimes we actually have to take them out in pieces.
Where my wife
Save
used
the
to
cow.
work, they brought in a cat that was run over in Mukilteo.
Did you take it
on the reservation, and both hips were broken, blah, 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 blah. So we're separated at the time. She calls me, and she goes, hey, do you want to rescue this cat? And she sends me a picture of it. And I'm like, yeah, all right, man, I'll do it. And I'll pay for the crap, whatever. I'll take the cat. Well, unbeknownst to me, the cat is feral, all right? So
we left that part off.
So, the cat is pretty somewhat still sedated by the time that, it's put in the cat carrier and everything else. I bring this thing home. I open that door. Now, the cat is, again, hips broken, right?
Yeah.
It's dragging itself across the floor, screaming to me with all the claws open in the world. He wants to kill me. Now I've got this wild-ass animal in my house. And eventually, like 9 months later, I finally get to the point where I've somewhat domesticated this cat. You know? He had still bitten through my nose. I mean, he had torn me up like razor blades. And finally, about the time that he started to get a little bit more docile, that ass died on me.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
that's why he was getting docile.
As soon as I finally got it to the point where I'm like, all right, he'll be okay. Now.
What's the worst injury you've received while being a veterinarian?
That I've received, I've been kicked in the head by a horse.
Oh,
damn!
Are you okay?
Yes.
I just feel like that's an automatic concussion.
Well,
Get kicked in the head by a horse.
I don't think people realize when they're slower than they were before, too.
No, yes, well, are you okay? I'm fine.
Macaroni.
Yeah. Yeah, she might not be.
Exactly.
We won't know.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brock. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
So, Thrill, I want to apologize because I haven't been able to listen the last couple of days, but your brother, I'm sorry that happened. I hope he's doing better.
He's fine, man. It's a high calf sprain. He's in a boot. It looked a lot worse on TV, but I remind people, he's old. So that's exactly why that happened. So high calf sprain. I'm going to see him this weekend, actually. So I'll get a gauge on where he's at.
Yeah, we're going to need a health report update.
I'll give it. I will give it.
Is he week to week? Is he?
He is week to week.
Practicing?
Yeah,
Well,
we need a
no.
scouting report.
He's not back yet because he's supposed to do the Hawks game December 14th against the Colts, right? Which is a big effing deal, and this is not a guarantee.
Did they flex that game yet?
Well, that's what he was saying. He goes, man, you want to do that game. No one would have predicted this at the beginning of the season. I don't care what you're a fan of. You wouldn't, right? But he goes, at this point, you're talking one of the NFC leaders, one of the AFC leaders, this late in the season, they would schedule for a 1 o'clock game. And he goes, this is the type of game they probably flex tonight. And whether you're an official or a fan, it's a lot more electric at night, right? If you have a primetime game, just the vibe is a lot. So he's hoping he gets flexed, but he's not sure that he will be back in time to do the game.
And the Colts need to stop losing.
And the Colts, right. They're kind of unflexing it right now, but yeah.
They're
unflexing
this game.
They're unflexing it. They're trying.
But we'll see, man. We'll see.
Well, it totally looked like an old man injury for sure. I thought it was a hammy. But...
No, it was. It was an old man injury.
All right, so I'm a UPS driver, and my route's in Tukwila. I've been bitten 3 or 4 times by dogs, but for the most part, they've been little dogs. It's like people are so silly. Like I'm delivering a package. Why would you have your dog right by the door and let him just run right at me? It gets frustrating.
Because people with little dogs think that when little dogs bite you, it doesn't hurt.
I think it hurts more.
I agree because they hang on longer. And I really believe that's the concept that people have. Like, well, it's just a Chihuahua. Like, but it bit me, man. It freaking hurts. You ever been bitten by a child? It hurts.
Yeah, no, it leaves good little bruises, and it's not fun. This one actually didn't bite me, but it's just the whole interaction. This dog attacked me 3 times. It was a pit bull.
Oh.
And the first time, so I've been delivering there a few times. This house is kind of behind another house down a long driveway. He was tied up to a fence. And so I was like, no big deal. I would go by a couple times. He would just be rah, 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 just going crazy at me. I got a good 5 feet walking by. Everything's fine. But this one day, I'm going back to the truck, and all of a sudden he's going rah, 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 and all of a sudden I hear this ching. I was like, oh my God. And I turned around and looked, and sure enough, he had the same look on his face like, oh my God, I'm free. And so he came right at me. I start backing up, swinging my diad at him because I didn't have anything to protect myself. And then I trip over a curb, and then we're like face to face. Swing at him again. He ends up biting my diad and not me. And then the people that own the dog come running out. And then they don't even apologize or anything. They just grab the dog. The second time I had a package, he was out with the owners. And so I was able to kind of block him before they grabbed him. And then the third time, that was very frustrating so the house in front of him, there's this kid outside, and he sees me coming up and doesn't say anything to me. And he gets out his video camera after I go by because he knew the dog was out. And he ends up giving me the video later. But it's the video of me coming in with a hand truck full of boxes, and all of a sudden me backing up with his dog attacking me, trying to keep the hand truck in between me and him as he chases me around my hand truck.
I got to ask you a question. Honest to God, Brian. Why in the hell does UPS say, like, look, after the second incident,
we're not doing this.
We are not delivering to your house?
After that one, I did tell them I would never deliver there again, and they had to go pick it up at UPS. So
okay, all right.
I let it go. I have dogs. I'm a dog person. I got 2 dogs over 200 pounds, or they equal 200 pounds, and No, I love animals and stuff, but it's like the people that own the dog, that's the problem.
That is
Do you,
the
have,
problem.
do you have anything on you that you like? Do you have a
treats,
bag of pepperoni or
so we had
something?
an Amazon driver the other day. 'Cause my dog goes nuts. She's not going to bite anybody, but if you're on the other side of the door, she loses her S. So I kind of yell through the door like, "Hang on a second." And the guy says, "Don't worry about it, man. It's cool." So I open the door, knowing my dog won't do anything, but he already had treats in his hand. He's like, "Dude, this is what I do for a living." He's like, "I got it. I got to pay.
I got it."
I do have treats for, like my regular customers, and, they love me and stuff, but sometimes you don't know that people are going to have dogs, and, like, my girl got me, like, pepper spray, but it's like, I don't know, I'm not going to have time to pull out pepper spray or anything. So, yeah, I just try to do the best I can to, usually when you come to a fence area, you yell and shake the fence just to make sure that, there's no dog there, but it's usually the people that open...
Treats, man.
Yeah. My grandfather was a mailman for his entire career, other than being in the Navy. And he was a dog whisperer. I don't know if it was his demeanor. He could there was something about him that, dog, no matter what the dog was, because we had problematic dogs in my neighborhood.
Yep.
And he would come up and, they would stay for a week, he and my grandma. And, he would always walk, no matter what. Even if he had a day off, he needed to get out there.
Yeah.
Because he walked every day.
Yeah.
So that was
part of his life.
Yeah, part of his life. And, I would tell him, Granddad, don't go down that way because there is a dog and it'll come after you.
It will come at you, yeah.
And, next thing you know, that dog and him are buddies and he's doing zoomies. And, I'm just like, how in the hell?
I don't know.
How in the hell are you?
My father has the exact opposite. It's not like my dog likes my dad, and my dog will not leave my father alone when they come to visit, to the point it's pathetic. But generally speaking, like you said, there's a vibe they give off. And my dad said he used to deliver papers when he was a teenager, and that's how, as he says, quote unquote, learned how to deal with canines. And he is fearless, and like dogs just look at him and they just know, like, this guy will kill me. Like, they do not growl. And it doesn't matter if they're barking at everyone else. Like, if they look at my dad, they just stop, right? And he's just got this look on his face, like, F around and find out, man. He does not care at all.
Well, and like any dog, like I've said before, right? Like, I had a buddy that had a massive dog. But one day I walked into his garage, and the dog's just in the corner. Yeah. Right? And that dog usually would hop up and come say hi. And it's just kind of laying there. And I don't know how to explain it. You just get a different vibe. And I'm like, is your dog sick? And he's like, yeah, I wouldn't mess. Like, I was like, yeah.
You kind of know.
You could just see him. I mean, it's like humans, right? Sometimes you could look at someone and be like, that guy's angry.
Oh, yeah. We just had a conversation the other day outside of the bar, smoking a cigarette. There was a couple that I'm somewhat familiar with. They opened the door. They're leaving. And they both turned around and said, hey, have a good night. They turned the corner, was talking to Marty. Me and Marty looked at each other like they just had a dust up. Right? I mean, they were just as nice as they always are. And we're like, they just had a heated argument. You could just tell, man.
I hate that. What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK. You guys are going to be doing it 7 days a week, stopping drivers who are impaired either from alcohol or marijuana.
Yes, we'll have an emphasis out of 6 officers and a sergeant. Be out, and their entire job is going to be find and interdict impaired drivers prior to them hopefully crashing and hurting and or killing somebody.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Are there hot spots?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like I just figure marijuana. There's a shop in every neighborhood,
Right.
Yes, there is.
So it's not like if you live in a neighborhood.
Oh, I can think of it. I don't want to say the
You
street
can
that I
walk
think
to
it's
it.
prevalent.
Yeah.
Not even a wrong.
Look at the 2 neighborhoods I lived in, right? In Belltown and Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
A lot of bars, a lot of younger people going out. Like, I would assume those are warm to hot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, you've got the barriers in front from the kids in the Hyundais that have smashed through the windows, and you got to walk around everything with their cleaning glass every morning.
Sounds specific to your shop.
It really does. He's been hit like 3 or 4 times. Okay, so Steve and I went outside and had a cigarette.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yes. Is there any tells so far?
Well, you're a little more flush at this point.
Okay.
Your
all right.
face is kind of more flushed, is my first observation.
Okay.
Thrill, I can't tell. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad, man.
Because he was high before you guys got it.
That's right.
Actually, his eyes. Now that I look at his eyes.
Gotcha.
His eyes, and there is an odor that is prevalent. But
Well,
Right.
yeah. There is that. That I can't escape.
That's pretty. I brought in some kind of sativa. That's what it was. Pretty sure. Either way, it's really weird being in here with 2 cops absolutely stoned. I will say that.
But it's not really. I've been stoned around a lot of cops. I just didn't tell them, and they didn't ask. I get the feeling it was just understood. Like, that's all good.
Okay, should we try any tests or do any of that stuff if we reach that level?
Yeah, what would your test be with his flush-ass face down at his app?
Well, at this point, I would just ask you, would you guys drive right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
And that was one, or you each had like a half, right? Half the cigarette, or maybe a quarter
we probably had
of the cigarette?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a lot of puffs, man. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm trying to forget.
Well, not half. I mean, we just
Because I wasn't thinking of I just smoked until I didn't want to smoke anymore. And I smoked a bit. I mean, like, let's keep it simple, man.
That's right.
I think we should wait a segment or 2, and then we'll let the peak come down just a smidge.
All right. So you mean I'm too high right now?
It'd probably be pretty obvious at this point.
Really?
Oh,
Say
man,
you
see,
pulled
this is
us
what
over.
this is when I want to try it.
We're sitting in the car. You have pulled us over.
Oh, I didn't get the
How
tip.
did Miles dime us out? It's the flush
The
face.
odor would be a big one.
Well, sure.
And then the inappropriate affect of laughing with the cop at the window.
Sure.
Right? That's always a clue. That's usually not a laughing situation.
Do people do they break into the giggles?
Sometimes.
Because I don't really feel like that's appropriate right now.
No, I wouldn't be giggling. I would try to crack jokes, but I wouldn't.
What were you saying to me? Because I was saying, like, I just wanted to see if you guys would test me sober. But you were saying I don't have the same nervous energy I would if I was driving.
Yeah, if you were driving and I pulled you over, would you be relaxed and kind of chill?
No, I'd still be nervous. Sober.
Yeah, you would be nervous no matter what, but you would have a very intense focus on doing everything I asked you as correctly as you could. Is that fair?
Yeah.
So when you're impaired, you're going to have that same focus, but you're not going to be able to do it just because you're impaired. If I pulled you, we went out and just made a traffic stop and I pulled you over and you're sober, you would do everything I wanted pretty good.
All right.
So, and I believe that.
Yeah, I'm just a terrible speller, so the whole idea of the alphabet thing, like, I can't say it regularly.
No, you don't. The alphabet's not spelling, it's just letters.
Damn. Look out. Look out, Ted.
And I got arrested.
Now,
Can you spell the alphabet?
No, sir.
So, do you guys train every new officer, or is there, who comes into the department as far as what to look out for and all those things? Is that part of the program?
So that's part of the police academy training itself. They'll put them through a 3-day SFST class and teach them on the 3 validated field studies, the walk and turn, one leg stand, and HGN. When they get to us in our post-BLEA, like where they go before they hit the road on FTO, we'll have a discussion with them, and we're actually going to be implementing a full 3-day SFST class, which includes a wet lab because they're not currently getting that in the police academy right now.
Okay.
So we're going to get people drunk. We're going to have these new officers do tests on them.
Do you get paid for that? Like if you get plasma?
No. You get free booze.
All right,
you get free alcohol.
Okay.
Okay, when do you guys
do you get a ride home?
I would just,
Yeah.
Well, actually, we're looking for drinkers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Can
none
you
in this
serve
town.
bedroom IPA?
From Black Raven Brewing Company.
Yeah.
We don't do beer.
Yeah, we got to do
just
liquor.
straight liquor?
Beer,
Yeah.
Generally liquor.
What kind of liquor are you guys supporting?
We drinking like
It all
R&R
comes in
or-
plastic bottles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
RR, yeah, it's a great one. Yeah.
Thunderbird.
Oh, it's something you get
10 high, you know.
So if you can drop your bottle and the bottle doesn't break, it's not good stuff.
Exactly.
That's
So,
it.
okay, what kind of test do you put those guys? Just the standard test for the officers that are learning the.
Yep, the HGN, the walk and turn and one leg stand. Those
Really?
Yep.
If they're drunk on liquor, tell a your mama joke. If they get mad, they're hammered. Some guys complicated.
So did you just put them in a room and give them? Do you monitor how much they are drinking?
Yeah. So our bartenders are actually pretty good. They're also cops who are involved in the DUI program, and
Do they give a small airport pour, or do they really put it on you?
It just all depends. Like sometimes we get people in who like larger body mass individuals that we can't get them drunk enough. Like we're giving them 14 ounces of liquor to try and get them near an 08, and it's.
Well, I'm kind of skinny. Go for it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind
Swing for the
come out.
fence.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by that.
Yeah. Though there are some numbers that, because we announce it to the class at the end on a big Excel sheet, and there's some people where it's like, and here's our winner today, and it's like, you wouldn't think it was this person, but yeah.
Okay.
It's the one taken out on a stretcher.
Well, with legalized marijuana, is there still a market for just someone growing it, selling it on their own? Is that still? Do you ever run into that, or is the
Not
legalization basically killed it?
I wouldn't say that it's killed it, but the big difference between all of that, and one of the things that I think might be a problem of the legalization is that now instead of having cannabis that's 8%, 12% THC, they got crazy. Like the average that I see when we take a class to a field trip to a pot shop is probably like 34% THC, which is just a whole nother level. And then they even have 99.9% crystallized THC. It looks like a small little rock, and it's like, what,
I've heard.
What is it?
You can buy gummies, I've heard, with live resin in them.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Thrill has a friend.
Yeah. We have the same friend.
We do have the same friend.
So what is the most amount of THC that you can buy in a legal product in Washington?
99.9.
Oh, so it's that
much like our radio station.
So like basically,
there
we go. Yeah.
When we mean the rock, we mean the crystallized marijuana.
That's true. It is. Yeah.
99.9. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't get those sponsors because we're federally regulated.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'd already have a men's room strain of weed. If that was possible.
All right, I got a random question. Well, you're Seattle, so SeaTac has their own department. So, like those SeaTac cops, if somebody thinks a pilot is drunk, like does somebody like you from their department go in and test them?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
I sure do too.
I didn't know if there was like FAA cops.
They don't have a DRE currently, I don't think.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. They might have a DRE on their staff. I'm trying to think. I'm not ringing a bell right now.
There's a post-retirement job for you, John.
Yeah, there I go.
If there's anybody out there listening that can swing it,
Yeah,
I'm looking.
Different tells on different drugs. So if I smoked meth, I mean, could you? And I don't know.
You'd have ripped your sleeves off.
I've never smoked meth, so I don't know what the
Do they chew the most imaginary sandwiches? I believe this. People on meth, like their mouth is working and there's nothing there. They're just constantly chewing.
That is true. Yeah, a lot of the bruxism, the grinding of the teeth, stealing a copper wire.
I would just want to stick food in there.
There's several indicators of meth impairment. But
Continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
There have been a record surge of bear attacks in parts of Japan this year. Friday, an incident adds to that tally. A security guard in Japan was about to exit a public restroom near a train station when he spotted a bear peering in. The 69-year-old guard was at the bathroom just outside the Numata station in Tokyo when he spotted the bear peering in as he was about to leave. He fell backward but managed to kick his legs at the animal, which was estimated to be about 3 to 5 feet long, prompting it to take off. The man then called in the incident, which occurred about 1:20 a.m., so it was at night. After train service for the day had actually ended, he did suffer minor abrasions on one leg. A record 13 people have been killed by bears in the country since April.
This is
13 people.
Tokyo.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not like out in the cut, man. This is Tokyo.
At a train station.
Jesus.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803.
I've heard a lot of stories about bears and train station bathrooms. But
hey, buddy. I just have a wide stance.
usually they can talk.
Some of the comments from YouTube says squirrels always attack me. Started over 20 years ago. I was camping. I was going to use a porta potty, opened the door. I was attacked as it ran out. Then, after I finished, I opened the door, only to be attacked again. So every time I see a squirrel, they charge me. That is freaking weird. And then someone here says, as a medical assistant, I had a service dog sit on my feet. I thought it was the cutest thing. Turned out it's because she sensed my irregular heartbeat. It was the neatest thing to see.
Wow.
My question is that how you found out that you had an irregular heartbeat, or did you already know and then realize that's why the dog
Like
was there?
here. You know,
Right.
like this is who you need to treat.
God,
Have you
that's
seen?
terrible.
I saw a video the other day of a service dog that went over to a woman and like alerted her to lay down, opened a fridge, got a bottle of water because the dog knew she was going to have a seizure before she did.
The dog opened the refrigerator.
Well, there was like
I mean, I understand.
There's like
but
a rope
still.
with a ball, but yeah, he was trained. That dog, I shouldn't say he, could have been a lady dog.
Well, animal dogs know if you're
Female
upset.
dog, sorry.
A lady dog. A bitch. Could have been a bitch.
That bitch was trained well.
Oh, man, that's the
But
finest
it's just
bitch right there.
amazing. That dog walks over, kind of taps her, and she just kind of knows, and he's like, get down.
But now dogs freak me out because I'll tell you, like, they can smell cancer. They can sense your irregular heartbeat and all this. So, every once in a while, my dog just sniffs somewhere weird. Like, why does my dog sniffing my shoulder? Like,
Yeah.
Do I have cancer of the shoulder? Because they tell you, like, look, the dog might not know how to alert you, but they can smell whatever these things
They
that
know
are
if you're
going
sick.
on. That's what I mean. So
I mean,
it's like,
they'll come up and cuddle you and do everything. And typically, sometimes they just wouldn't do it, but they know it when you're not doing
the
well.
last time I got, and it was just a cold.
Even if you're upset. whatever
Kind of
the deal
a
is.
severe cold, but it was still just a cold. But about a day and a half before the symptoms hit me, my dog would not leave me alone. I couldn't figure it out. Look, she's a lovey dog anyway, but she was just a little closer. You know what I mean? Her head was always on me, but she was always looking at me, which is not her thing. And I'm like, what is up with you? I wonder if I'm getting sick. That was my thought. And then late the next day, I'm like, I'm starting to get, all right, good looking out, man. Thank you.
What was the best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Dell. Welcome to the men's room.
What's up? So I got two quick stories, both about horses. First one, my sister had a friend down the road from us, and she had a horse, and they said it was the nicest horse ever, never did anything wrong. And I was about 5 years old. They put me up on it, and I was there for maybe 5 seconds, and it bucked me off, going about 10 feet in the air and smacked down onto the ground, and was not too happy about that.
No, I bet not.
And then the second one, I went up to a little horse track that my uncle rides his horses at, and he put me on his horse, and I was just kind of walking along with the horse on the track, and I said, "Giddy up." I was about 11 years old at the time, and it just took off. And, it did 3 full laps before they could finally get it to stop, and the only way they could get this horse to stop was my uncle punching it square in its jaw.
Jesus.
And that was the nice, friendly
Yeah, it was
horse.
insane. Yeah, right.
Well, you're not going to put a kid on the wild one. I mean,
Well,
you're
they
going
did.
to put the kid on the one that's the older horse. Or
But
the
he
one
got
that's
bucked off.
most tame.
This
or
is the
whatever.
one they said. This is most tame. So my question: you obviously grew up around horses, and then you have these experiences. So are you still hanging out with horses? Are they still part of your life?
Actually, no, I don't personally have much experience with horses at all. It's just they had a horse at my sister's friend's, and so they wanted to put me on it to maybe see if I could ride it or something. And like I said, it just bucked me off instantly. And then when it comes to my uncle, he just invited us up to the horse track, and I asked if I could ride it, and he said sure and put me on, and I made the mistake of saying giddy up.
Wow.
On a track. So
I mean, you're on a horse
though.
on a track. I mean, I think giddy up is the natural thing to say.
All I know is giddy up and whoa, and I don't even know if they work, but apparently it does. Damn. How many times have you ridden a horse,
Giddy
Ted?
up.
Have you ridden a horse?
When I was a kid, one of my babysitters, like her family did something with horses, but I don't think I've been on a horse since I was like 12.
All right.
They scare me. I was interacting with a horse on Thanksgiving. It scared me.
I like to say horses don't bug me, right? And then, I don't know, like 25 years ago, whatever, the chick I'm dating, she's like, hey, there's a place we can ride horses. I want to get laid, so that's what we're going to do. And when I got there, I'm like, all right, man. They just seem like normal horses to me, but they ask your weight and your height for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm like, 6'4", 185. And the guy says, all right, I'm going to get you mouse. Now, in my mind, when you say mouse, that means you're tiny. So I'm expecting this tiny horse. This horse was so goddamn big. And I'm like, that's mouse? He's like, yeah, man. And it's just weird because it's staring at me. He goes, just come on over and climb up. I'm like, it doesn't look like he likes me. He's like, look, dude, horses don't have a whole lot of facial expressions. He's like, you're just being paranoid. I said, maybe, but still. Turns out Mouse was fine. Mouse was decent, but I mean, just climbing on top of this thing, I'm like, oh my God, this is a big horse. And then when we were at Emerald Downs, and I understand that race horses are different than your average horse, but dude.
Oh, in the winner's circle?
When you see the muscles on, and keep in mind, they're still jacked up because they just finished running. They finished doing the thing they love most, apparently, right? But they bring the winner, jockey's like 5'2", so there's a little teeny tiny guy on top. This horse was so big and so cut in just every vein, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
And they're trying to keep it under control, but they're like, no, get in closer to take this picture. And I'm like, is this picture worth it? It ended up being
You ever
fine,
see the one at
but-
Buckingham Palace that just bite people?
What?
Well, at Buckingham Palace, they have the guards and they have the horses and all that
Right.
stuff. People get up there and they want to take a picture with the horse and the guard. And typically, sometimes you'll see the video where the woman's standing there and the horse just bites her arm, hard, and just freaks her the hell out.
Don't do that.
Yeah, my buddy's parents, they live in Monroe and they have a lot of land.
Yeah.
So she kind of will take in horses and stuff, but even just feeding one a carrot, I'm doing it. I fathom it. Keep your hand flat, whatever. But they're so big.
And then you see how big their teeth are when they actually open their mouth. They're like, good God.
The only good one was that police horse. They don't have him anymore. Before the Dalai Lama went to take a picture with him, he just put his head on my shoulder.
Oh, really?
Of course, because that's the Dalai Lama.
Unlike your friend who punched him in the face.
Yeah, well, that guy's an idiot.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Again, that guy has his last name tattooed across his back like a jersey.
That tells you everything you need to know.
But didn't he take a picture of that and put it in the Washington Post or something?
So, right, it was after Maryland won something, so there's these riots in College Park, and that's the picture. Riots in College Park. I don't know if he connected, but you just see his arm in a punching motion, and it's just a horse, a police horse. I don't know how he didn't go to jail for that.
That's such a bad idea on every level, man.
Right, it's a police horse, so it's got to be assault on an officer, I would think.
Yes. But, hey, instead he got in the paper. Hello, Wade. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I've got a lot of stories about animals. I mean, I've had a lot of experiences with them over the years, but you guys, I got Sphinx cats, right? So they're very loving and playful and cuddly and all that kind of stuff, which comes to my first point. Miles, I got a joke for you that I made up.
All right.
Follow me here. I made it up, so give me a little cushion here. But how many Sphinx cats does it take to build a pyramid in Washington State?
How many Sphinx cats does it take to build a pyramid in Washington State?
None. They're all in denial.
I'm going to give you that because Miles would tell that joke.
No, that's an original right there. So, I mean, I've been attacked by canine dogs at a bus stop for no reason, like mistaken identity. And, I was up in with my old boss up there in Western Washington, or Central Washington or whatever, where a lot of bears there. And we were looking at a quartz mine, and here comes somebody that pulled up with a Rottweiler, a family. And he was talking about bears the whole time, right? And then all of a sudden, I didn't see the bear. I was looking at this quartz mine, this vein. He's like, Wade, watch out, there's a bear. And I turn around, there's a Rottweiler charging me. He was friendly, he was wagging his tail. But when, all these stories about bears, I almost jumped in that quartz vein.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, I was scared to death.
How long did it take you to figure out that it was a Rottweiler, not a bear? Because you turn around, there's this big black thing streaking towards you.
He was so close. I mean, I shed my skin. I was freaked out after, especially being attacked by a police dog. A canine, a German Shepherd or whatever. Yeah, no, so I'm kind of leery about dogs a little bit.
You should be.
Well, yeah, Wade, I'd like you, man, but you seem biteable.
What?
Yeah, just put a little seasoning on me, and then dogs love me, I guess.
Start calling you Biteable Wade. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I was a dog, I don't know why.
You would bite Wade?
If I was in a room, if we were all in a room, I feel like Wade's getting bit first.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
and I like Wade.
Obviously.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be on an Applebee's menu or something soon,
Well, I'm glad there's always one person that's biteable around me, so it's not me.
Or at least more, but my brother's
who can run faster.
God, I don't know what's worse. I would eat Wade bites.
Yeah, let's try Wade bites, but I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah, what kind of meat is it?
Human.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Just so tender.
You would bite Wade first. I like that. Wait, just looking at you. Like, you're biteable, man.
Well, look, he did get attacked by a police dog.
Yeah.
So kind of like your brother, I can't prove this at all. Maybe other dogs just know.
Or you give off some kind of pheromone.
There's something with my brother.
Yeah.
My current dog is fine with him, but any other dog I've had and any other dog I've seen him around, they want to kill him. I mean, it's not even like they just growl. Like, they want to charge him. Owners have to tackle their dog. Like, for whatever it is about my brother, they want to rip him to pieces. And I'm like, what is it with you? And he's like, I don't know. And it wouldn't be a big deal except he delivered papers. And my favorite image of him was it's just a Sunday morning, and the Sunday paper is always thicker than any other day. So he asked me, we go down to the garage. He asked me to help him stuff all the inserts and all the crap to make the Sunday paper. No problem. We had one of those like old lady kind of push carts that he'd stick all the papers in, and off he went. And as he's leaving, I continued to stuff papers. So I'm still in the garage. He goes around the corner. And I mean, maybe 5 seconds later, I hear him screaming, and he's running back. Still has the granny cart behind him with the papers. God bless him. But he's hauling ass, and he's beelining back to the garage, and he's being chased by a bulldog. And the image is so funny just because their legs are so short, and it might be the slowest dog out there, all things considered. But my brother, he's running back to the garage. He dives in, but he's screaming for me to close the door is the idea. Like, hey, as soon as I get in the garage, close the door. So he's screaming this to me, dives into the garage. I close the door, and as the garage door hits the bottom, you hear this dog jump, and you just hear its claws, like, hit the door and slide down. And I'm like, what is it with you? He says, I don't know. I'm like, we've lived here, man. We know every dog in the neighborhood. I've never even seen that one. Like, you are now attracting them from other neighborhoods. They want to kill you. It's like he has a bounty on his head, and every dog knows it. He's the running man.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Right there, that's, I mean, far be it for me to make fun of any animal. It's a little short and squatty.
Oh, dude,
but
it was
like,
great.
how fast can that dog run?
Not very, but it was, oh, man. The image in my head of that is, I'll never get rid of that. It brings me joy every time. Hello, Marty. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Well, you guys make me laugh. Well, I'll do the abbreviated story. So I was bow hunting in Montana with a couple buddies, and we had a bull at point blank range, and I went behind the tree a little bit because I had a problem with my bow, and he was at 30 yards. All of a sudden, he lets out this sound that basically says, I smelled you, I'm getting the hell out of here. And I'm like, gosh, how do you do that? Because I have a little thread on my bow, so I know which way the wind's going the whole time. So I thought, well, maybe I can get a shot at him when he's sneaking away. So I peek around the tree, and I see fur move about 10 feet on the other side of the tree I'm behind. So I'm like, oh, geez, how do you get that close to me? So with bow hunting, they have to be at a certain angle. So I peek around the trees, and I'm looking right into the eyes of about a 180-pound tall mountain lion.
Oh, my God.
So my buddies are just down the hill from me, and they're imitating a cow elk. So the lion came in above the bull. The bull smelled him, and now he's coming in on my buddies that are behind me. So I pull off my hood, and I draw my bow as I jump around the tree and go, ha! And the lion turns his head sideways and then goes fully tactical, just starts dropping into a crouch, and his tail starts going back and forth, and he's about 8 feet away. And all I can think of is arrow hits him, he kills me. I'm doing the Rolodex is spinning in my head. I'm trying to figure the way out of the situation. My ex-father-in-law had given me a book called The Worst Case Survival Handbook, which said, and there was a picture that showed up in my brain of a guy opening his coat. It said, make yourself, big and make lots of noise. So I got up on my tiptoes at full draw and yelled a caveman guttural scream, and his ears laid flat down on his head. And I almost shot him with my bow. He lifted up about a quarter inch after a couple seconds and started back crawling away. He got behind a bush, and I let out another war whoop, and he went up to the timber, and my buddy started screaming. They thought I'd shot Bigfoot because they'd never heard a sound like that in the woods.
That'd have been cool.
So they lost $10,000 fine in Washington.
Definitely put you in jail.
And 5 years in jail. So that actually worked.
Yeah, it actually worked. I literally, all the blood left my body. They came running up. I fell straight on my butt. I I was white as a ghost. I couldn't hardly breathe. And they looked at the tracks of the cat and where I was standing. And I have a tattoo of a mountain lion coming through the skin on my right shoulder, just to memorialize that.
Have you ever shot an elk?
Yeah, lots of them.
With a bow?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was a hunting guide in Montana, and now I'm an old guy. I'm 63, but I got one a couple of years ago.
Just the size of those things, I mean, that shot has to be just perfect, I would think, to drop one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bows now are very powerful. They're 300 feet per second, and, you're cutting 1.5 inches with razor blades, basically. I'd almost rather get shot with a gun than a bow.
I agree.
To tell you the truth.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I've heard from anybody.
What is the pull on those? 50 pounds, 40 pounds?
No, mine goes up to 80. I usually shoot at about 65 to 70. My effective range is I don't shoot over 60 yards, but there's some guys that shoot out to 90 and 100.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
Just a quick question for you, and I know
that my whitetail hunter.
I know the answer is very quickly, but you have a mountain lion 8 feet away from you. How much time would it take that thing to cover that distance if it decided to just leap?
Nanosecond. I mean, its lips were curled up. It was doing the guttural growl. Its talons were out. I mean, its tail was going back and forth, and all I could think of is I'm the mouse, and it's by the grace of God. I don't have any explanation of how that works.
What type of cat is that? Is that a cougar? Is that a mountain lion? Is it the same thing? Same thing. Okay.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
What part of Montana were you in?
I was in western Montana, kind of up by Thompson Falls, if you know where that's at. Libby, Kalispell, Missoula, up in the northwest corner.
And you said this thing was like 180 pounds?
Oh, yeah, it's a big one. My buddies used to run cats, and I've seen 20, 30 cats in my lifetime. So, yeah, it was a big one.
Well, I'd say not nearly as dangerous, but I was taking a pee outside one morning in Libby. The largest deer I've ever seen in my life was just staring at me. I stopped going, Miles. I was intimidated.
Nice wiener, buddy.
Yeah. I was just like, oh,
ooh, look at you.
Those town deer can get a little gnarly,
He was a big boy.
He probably thought mine's bigger than yours.
I'm sure he did.
That's why he's
I swear to God,
what do you do with that thing?
He was on all fours, and it felt like he was like at my chest.
Jesus, man.
And he's just staring at me.
Let's say 180-pound mountain lion. I'm no expert, obviously, but I thought they averaged between like 100, maybe 120.
I think everything's bigger in Montana.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No matter what it is.
The women.
Our question, what was your
I don't know, I'm just
worst
guessing.
interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK. This is just like Animal Planet.
It is. It's just like it.
Now for all TV news all the time, and it's time for TV Time with T.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got old Seth Meyers. You got the Jimmys.
Kimmel and Fallon.
Stephen Colbert. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late
not.
It is right there. It's all these guys have teams of challenge writers helping come up with monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
In science news, there's a new study that says cats did not appear domesticated animals in Europe until about 2,000 years ago, thanks to Roman soldiers bringing them back to Europe. So now your boyfriend's an expert on cats as well.
Seth Meyers.
Ted Smith.
Smith.
Not bad.
Yeah, there's that whole
I'm on
thing.
fire.
Like guys knowing about the Roman Empire. Like, doesn't everybody? Do you like indoor plumbing, honey?
That's a strong go-to.
Yeah.
Learned about the Romans. You got to flush them a toilet.
It's up there with the wheel. The long-awaited season 5 of Stranger Things is finally here. Over the weekend, though, it actually crashed Netflix. It was so popular that Netflix showed a message that just said, please stop watching.
Foul. Yeah, foul.
Yeah, it's foul.
The long-awaited 5th season of Stranger Things is officially here. Great. Yeah, over the weekend, though, it actually crashed Netflix. Ooh. Yeah, it was so popular, Netflix showed this message, said, please stop watching.
Hurricane season just ended. For the first time in 10 years, not a single one made landfall in the U.S. Even the hurricanes were like, I think they're dealing with enough.
Foul.
Foul.
Hurricane season just ended, and for the first time in 10 years, not a single one made landfall in the U.S. Even the hurricanes were like, I think they're dealing with enough right now.
So last night in the Monday Night Football game, which wasn't much of a game.
Nope.
There was a very interesting thing where the Giants kicker went to kick, was it a field goal?
Field goal, I believe, yes.
Right. So you can't see it, but what you'll hear is just Troy Aikman's reaction to it, because basically he just his plant foot's down, and when he goes to kick through, his foot just gets stuck in the turf.
47-yard try now by Younghoe Koo, and he stumbled. I don't think I've ever seen that. Looked like he just stubbed his foot right into the turf. Whoops.
Damn.
Troy just keeps laughing.
I guess that goes down as a miss. I don't know. He never touched the ball. I said a miss, but it's not a miss because he never touched the football. Bill Perfect.
You guys ready for a geeky kicker talk?
Well, real quick, I will say, sometimes I watch the Manning cast on ESPN2.
Yeah.
So I believe Eli Manning is a part owner of Gotham FC, the women's soccer team that won a title.
Yeah.
So they have on one of their star players, and she just kind of starts laughing like, oh, like his plant foot's there.
Right.
Well, the holder kind of could not get the ball down.
All right.
He's
so
also wearing white gloves. I used to hold, so I know a little bit about this. Right?
All right.
He's got a spot that he's going to put that down on. For whatever reason, when he caught the ball, it started leaning more into him than it should have. So there's a timing aspect. That guy starts before, but at the same time he catches it. So when he's going up there, he's got 3 steps that he knows how to take it. That left foot has got to be right beside the football, or a little bit behind it. Think of it like a golf swing. So when that guy messed up, he stuttered, and he stuck his foot in the ground because he did not want to kick that ball where it was, or his hand. So if he was a little bit more fluid.
So you're saying this was intentional on his
I'm
part?
saying that he tried to stop because the holder had not put the ball in the right place yet.
All right,
but he was waiting to see for a second.
Mannings brought this up, and she's a professional soccer player, and she was like, she started laughing. She was like, why does the ball move? Like, just swing through. I've never seen anybody just stop.
Yeah, ever.
No, I've never seen it.
And that is the question they ask.
And usually,
have you seen this before?
Right. Usually they'll stop before they get there.
Sure, but the foot stays elevated a little bit.
That's my issue, right? He put down his plant leg and looked like he was going to swing through.
Yeah, it looked like he was swinging.
Short.
Right. Yep.
I don't know. It might have looked worse if he tried to just kind of kick it, but...
No, it looked like he ended up kicking the ground. That was my impression.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, can't you teach him just kick through? He just playing on the ball, being there?
He just did what he did. I've never seen that before. I don't know. I mean, I would have kicked the dude's hand.
Something.
I mean, it's happened to me before. I've had my hand kicked.
I just think
it
he
doesn't
missed.
feel great, but
I think he just missed, too.
Yeah, that's it. He kicked the ground.
Laces out, Dan.
Or at least get the ball upright. Some people like it leaned in, but not that much.
Yeah. Let's see. Simon Cowell. We know him from a lot of things, most famously American Idol.
Yep.
So over the years, basically, like they're saying, he's kind of famous for being a jerk. He was that guy on American Idol, vaulted him to instant fame. Simon describes himself in those days as being basically a D.
All right.
Yeah, he's older now. He's wiser. He's a dad. And frankly, he's sorry. He says, quote, I did realize I'd probably gone too far. I didn't particularly like audition days because they were long and boring. I would get fed up. He goes, and of course, out of the hundreds of nice comments, what are they going to use? They're going to use me in a bad mood. I get that. What can I say? I'm sorry. But he also says, I'm not proud of it, but let's put it this way. But then again, the upside is it made me really popular.
It made him really popular, but also you were honest with people.
Well, you've been saying about reality TV, too. I mean, like, look, they're going to take the clips they want to take.
Of course.
Of the people and saying what they're going to say. So they're going to make him out to be that guy. Yeah. Even if he is partially that guy or completely that guy, they're going to make it so it seems worse.
Yeah, but it worked for him.
Right, I give him credit. He's like, yeah, it was a little harsh. Like, they did edit it, but also I liked it. He's like, it helped me get super famous. I do feel a little bad. I was probably a little harsh on some of those kids. But I mean, look at, who was the one kid? The Asian kid from Stanford. Shebang.
William Hung.
William Hung, right? Like, you still could name check him. And he was just that famous from the bad ones.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
He's probably more famous than what? How many of them do we know to be? Carrie Underwood? Was she
Carrie Underwood, she's right.
Daughtry,
well,
Kelly Clarkson.
I'm trying
to think, like, how many do I know? When you say their name, I know they're from American Idol. But you're right. You say William Hung. I'm like, I know exactly who that is.
But you just don't see a ton about Ruben anymore. Well, and I think there's a lot of famous singers that probably tried out that we didn't hear about.
Probably.
Now, wasn't he also a judge on the British version of this before this? Or did he just come over and create the show? In other words, I thought he was on in England for a little while, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was.
I think he was on, bless you, I think he was on the original, get the other one out. I think he was on the original one, and then, came over with the show.
Okay.
But again...
So I'm assuming he was even more brutal then.
Randy Jackson, we had no idea who he was.
Nobody did.
Paula Abdul, you knew, but she had been out of the spotlight for a while.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Hey, I just announced we'll be at the Tony V's before the Unwrapped show. Up there at Angel of the Winds Arena. That's exactly right, Tony V's. A couple blocks away from the arena.
Super close, yes.
We're going to do our show live from 2 until 6. No cover, open to the public. 21 and older, please.
Yeah, obviously.
Or you would not be allowed in. We'll have some special guests stopping by for the broadcast. And we invite you to join us. You're going to be a part of the entire live broadcast.
Yeah, you are the broadcast that day. By the way, Miles, you'll appreciate this. There's a Brooklyn Brothers Pizza very, very,
very
close.
The street from the arena. That place is awesome.
I know.
They have one in Mukilteo as well, yeah. Stop by and get a piece of pie on your way out of there, Make sure you're doing okay before you head home.
You might want to do it before you go to the bar.
Either way, you know what I mean? Either get some food at Tony V's, one of the restaurants that are nearby, or stop in there and do that.
Eat.
Brooklyn Brothers is great. Our question, what was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I'm glad you had a break before the last caller because it was nowhere near the life experience. But so here's what happened. I have some evergreens in my front yard. Crows love to nest in them and never really bothered us. Well, a baby crow fell out of one of the nests and just was left there to die, I guess, because none of the other birds were really doing anything about it. It was too small to fly. So me being me, I kind of just nurtured it. Every morning I'd go out there and feed it, give it some water, and the mama papa crows, like I said, weren't doing anything about it. I don't think they retrieve them. If the baby bird can't get back up to the nest, they just let it go. Couple weeks go by, and now the bird's getting a little bit bigger and trying to flap his wings and whatnot. So I'm out in the front yard throwing him up in the air, trying to teach him how to fly, feeding the darn thing. Well, nobody knew that this was going on except my wife. My brother winds up coming over, and this bird is so comfortable with me now, I can put him on my shoulder, and he just sits there. And my brother comes over. I walk up to the front of his vehicle, his window, and he thinks I'm got this fake pirate plastic bird on my shoulder, and he rolls the window down, and the bird goes flying into his van, realizing it's a real bird, freaks him out, freaks the bird out. And, you know, the life-threatening part is he could have pecked our eyes out, or I don't know. But it was a pretty cool experience.
Well,
with the wild,
how long?
you know,
How long are you and this crow buddies? Because they say a crow can carry like a 17-year grudge, right? So I would think if you've been sweet to this thing.
Thank you for asking that,
Yeah.
because this crow, it's been about 14 years, and this crow, I believe it's the same crow. I mean, it didn't have any distinct markings, but comes to the same telephone pole on the corner of the street. I live on a corner lot. Comes to that pole. The trees have been cut for, I don't know, 9 years now, and I think it's the same crow. I mean, I feed it. It hangs out. Doesn't fly away. Doesn't caw when I'm out there. So I think it's the same one.
It's gotta be. I bet it is.
Yeah, if it's not, because they're like I said, whether it's a grudge or their loyalty, that is what they are known for.
Right. And I'm surprised you didn't get a dive bomb by the parents while you were doing this.
I did some research, and that's what I found out. If the baby crow falls out, they don't retrieve it. They either find a way back to the nest or they just forget about it.
You know, that's what happened to my first 9 kids. You know, they were infants. Put them on the sidewalk and said, brother, if you can't crawl back to that front door, I ain't having you. So.
I kind of respect the crows.
Good one. Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me, guys. You have a great evening.
Hey, you too.
Right
Thank
on,
you.
man.
If that baby's so dumb it falls out of the nest, he's on his own.
You know that's a long conversation between mom and dad, though. Mom's saying that, but Henry, we should go to, he's our baby. And they're like, no, Gladys, I'm telling you, if he's too stupid to get back to the nest, we're not doing it. My friends will make fun of me.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
It's a little bit like letting your kid touch a hot stove.
I let my son do that once, and like I told him not to. Right. I was cooking. He's standing beside me, and I can't remember what he asked me, but he wanted to touch it. And I said, dude, do not touch that. It is hot. And I'll say this to the day I die. You cannot explain what hot is if someone has not had the experience, right? There's no way to explain it. You can say it hurts, whatever. So kids do not understand peripheral vision. We understand that. So I'm facing my pan again, and I see his little hand creeping up, one finger out. I see it touch the red coil. I see his hand just shoot back, and I was holding it with his other hand. And so I just calmly looked at him, and I said, okay, now do you know what hot is now? And he's fighting back the tears. He just shook his little head, yes. Not an issue again. But I'm like, look, now you know, man. I told you, but there's no way to figure it out until you do it, and you did it, and I let you, and now you know. Yeah.
Yeah, same with Spicy.
None of it was spicy?
I've seen a kid, right. They were like, I don't know, 7.
All right.
I like spicy. I don't think you do, kid. I do. Okay. Try the whatever. It was like a group of people.
Sure.
So people were eating something that obviously this kid thought looked good.
Yeah.
But we're like, it's spicy, and they were like, no, I like spicy. Like, I don't think you do. I like it.
Okay.
Try it. It's so hot. I don't think I like spicy. Like, yeah.
Now we know. Moving on.
You're really gonna hate it tomorrow.
Hello, Johnny. Welcome to the men's room.
Good evening, fellas.
Hola.
How's it going?
Doing great, man.
Good. Now, when you're a kid, you remember certain things, when you're 5, 6 years old. So I was raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma by the Tulsa International Airport. In our neighborhood, the older kids watched the younger kids. So a group of guys that had been drafted and get ready to go to Vietnam said, come on, boys. So grabbed my brother, myself, and a couple other kids, and off we go. Kids that are just graduating high school. So we go to the other side of Tulsa International Airport to the pig farm. And lo and behold, this kid, Pat Kennedy, decides to jump on a pig, and lo and behold, as it's running down the fence line, there's a foot-long galvanized nail that is bent. We didn't see it. The older guys didn't see it. Pat Kennedy's arm went up to it, and he stuck to the fence.
Oh, damn.
You are 5 and 6 years old, and the scream that he let up, one of the older kids, Robert, went over, grabbed my brother's shirt, ripped it off of him, wrapped it around Pat's arm, and then next thing you know, it's like, holy moly. And I mean, these pigs were big. And that's the darndest thing that I'd ever seen in my life, getting on a pig and then sticking to a fence. You can't predict.
I mean, when you say it like that.
Well, you did predicate it with Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever jump on a pig yourself?
I did not, but I tried to jump on a cow, and that daggum thing, it flipped me when I was older with my cousins down by Texas. They all had a big ranch and horse farm, cow farm, bull farm. They were bull riders. So I got on one. I lasted 3 seconds, and I said, "Oh, that's not for me."
Oh, man. Yeah. That's not good to be impaled.
God.
Did you read that story about that guy who was trimming a palm tree?
No.
Don't read it. It's horrible.
Wait, what happens? Is he climbing up in the palm tree?
He's in the palm tree.
All right.
The wind is blowing a little bit.
Okay.
He's like shaving the bottom stuff off, cleaning it up a little bit, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what happens. I don't know if a gust of wind comes up, but he falls. All right. Now, below this palm tree line is a wrought iron steel fence that's 10 feet high.
Into the net?
They had to basically figure out a crane to pick him off of that thing.
Did he survive?
No.
Oh.
No, this was in California. They had to pick him up. They had to pull him off of it.
All right.
But apparently he was hanging there for, like the 2 or 3 hours it took to figure out how to get him off the fence.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, like Vlad the Impaler crab.
Yeah. Did it go all the way through?
Oh, yeah.
So he's
slid. Hanging there.
God.
And I'm like, I'm reading this like, oh, my God. It was a landscaper. It's like, Jesus Christ. What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
That is rough, man.
I mean, that's terrible, but I guess it could happen.
Well, obviously it can because it did. I would say prune your own palm trees. That would be my rule.
Or use a bucket, something.
Well, I mean, they hired him.
They did. That's why if I'm him, I don't do palm trees.
I can do it. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hello, Mick. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, liquor and my ex-wife.
Oh, liquor and whores.
So years ago, I was a bus driver, city transit down in Oregon, and one of the number one rules for that they gave us was we're not supposed to get involved in any kind of physical altercations on or off the bus. We're supposed to call management or call the cops.
All right.
So I'm driving the bus, my normal route, and I come up to this bus stop, busiest bus stop in town, or at least for this route, and this cop is in a parking lot, and I mean, she's just getting her ass beat by the suspect, just beating on her. So I hop on the radio. I'm trying to call in. Nobody's answering, so I can't call in. I'm like, well, I'm not supposed to jump in. I'll get fired. I just said, you know what? F it. I'm going to go help her out. So I go and I jump on top of this suspect. I'm trying to help this cop from getting her ass beat, and all of a sudden I feel this really sharp pain in my leg, and I start getting drugged across the parking lot like something you'd see in a horror movie where somebody gets drugged under the bed.
Yeah.
I turn around, it's a damn police dog. He's got my leg, and he's yanking me across the parking lot. And I had no idea what was going on. I was trying to help this gal. She knew I was trying to help her. I announced it, but come to find out, they got a little button on their person that can open the door of their car for the dog to come out if they're in trouble. She couldn't reach it because she was getting pummeled. Well, somehow that button got bumped while I was helping her. Dog came after me instead of suspect. I got drugged across the yard. 13 stitches later, I got a nice scar on my leg from it.
How did someone come to her aid at all?
So a bunch of cops showed up a minute later to help her out, but at the time, I mean, she was so involved with this suspect. Frankly, the suspect was winning, but she couldn't get to her radio. She couldn't get to the button on her bell. Like, she told me about it after it was all said and done when I was in the ambulance, and she's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry about that. That's Cujo. He does what he's supposed to do." And
of course, it's Cujo.
So everybody who's on the bus, and you said it's the busiest stop, is watching their bus driver getting drugged across the parking lot by a dog.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure if you search hard enough, it's on YouTube somewhere. But I
okay. What city was this in?
People crying. What was that?
Where were you at?
It was down in Oregon, Salem, Oregon.
All right. Okay.
Damn.
Well, at least they have an In-N-Out burger.
I'm gonna Google Salem bus driver.
I mean,
across parking
it's
lot.
not funny, but goddamn, I want to see that.
Well, and there you go.
Those dogs, I know the difference.
Well,
that button gets hit. She sees somebody over there.
Yep.
Yeah. What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jay. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hola.
Doing great, Jay.
Hola. So, it was mid-'90s. We were doing counter drug operations. I was in the Coast Guard off the coast of Mexico. And we see this speedboat, and it's loaded with cocaine. So we're chasing it down, and we're catching it. We're doing pretty good. And they start throwing bales of cocaine over the side. and we keep chasing them. But as they're throwing more cocaine, they're going faster and faster. They're getting away, right?
Sure.
So, anyways, they beach their boat on the coast of Mexico. There, we can't go 12 miles to Mexico, territorial waters. But so we got to go back and collect all this cocaine, right? All these bales. And as we're going back to collect them, we drop our small boat. We're picking them up, and we get to one bale. And there's this shark just in on this bale. And he is, whatever, is just thrashing. You're like, holy crap, right? I was close. So we were all like, oh. So we collect all the bales, but we don't collect that one because I ain't going near it.
That shark was ready to party.
How big was this shark?
It looked pretty big to me.
But you're like in a dinghy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we have a RHI, a rigid hull inflatable.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to be in an inflatable raft
with a shark
in the
that's
water.
on cocaine.
Right, and if you put the
That's eating
cocaine,
yeah.
in the raft, and the shark is going to try to bite through that to get to more cocaine.
Now, do you know that sharks do, in fact, enjoy cocaine, or do you just think that?
I believe he does.
That when the bales disturb the water, it just attacked?
I asked that question a couple times. I don't know if shark would overdose on it because that's 90% pure stuff. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's why he attacked that one.
He likes to party.
Yeah.
So, we collected just over 2,000 pounds worth of bales, but we left one.
And then what do you do with the cocaine after you collect it?
Well, on that patrol, we turned it over to the Mexican Navy and allowed them to take credit for it.
Okay.
But the other cocaine that busted, we bring it back to the U.S. and we turn it over to the DEA.
And you hand it to Miami.
So then what does the DEA do? I'm trying to get
ship it to Las Vegas.
What ends up happening with this cocaine? Is it put in evidence, or not in evidence, but to be used like for fake drug deals later or anything like that, or what?
No, my understanding is they just take it somewhere and they burn it.
Okay.
They destroy it.
Yeah, that's what I would tell you, too. Yeah.
If you get on the Key West, they still have tourist shirts that say, save the bales.
Yeah, save the bales.
They got 4 or 5 of them all tied up. What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
There's a famous video of a news reporter, and they're burning all those drugs.
Sure. I mean, I know
what
happened.
Like dying, laughing.
What, from the smoke coming from the
smoke from the weed?
Oh, yeah.
They're burning bales of weed.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Hello, Jack. Welcome to the men's room.
Gentlemen, hola.
Hola.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Hey, it's great to get through. I'm the 4th caller on that round. Hey, so this is an 80s story, guys. Back in the day, but I'm 14 or 15 years old, and we got the neighbor. He's in a band, and he bought us some alcohol, and we're just having a few sips, and his good old canine friend Duke, the pit bull, is neatly bundled up on the floor sleeping. So good old Jack decides he's going to pet Duke, and Duke is having none of it. Okay? He's a little alarmed. He lurches at me out of a dead sleep and catches me like at the top, like at the bridge of my nose, and he freaking, with his incisor tooth, his fang tooth, he splits my nose straight down the middle between my nostrils. Ooh.
So he butterflied your nose.
He butterflied my nose. So, yeah, that's what happened. So how do you explain that one to your parents and everyone at school?
I was getting drunk and a pit bull attacked me. Now, what did they stitch it, or did they glue your nose back together, or did they just call you spatchcock? I mean, like what do you do at that point?
Again, here's how that got solved. It was a natural healing. We had an aloe plant right there, so we just kind of, put pressure on it, cut the bleeding, and then we went straight with the snap off of the old aloe plant and started gluing it with the aloe plant, and it healed up like a dream.
Wow. Huh. So you don't have any scarring or anything?
No, like I say, not a little scarring. He kind of caught me on the cheek too. It's kind of a wraparound. I couldn't really tell you what happened because I kind of pulled back from him, but it was one of those ones. It was awfully strange, and I mean, it didn't really hurt or anything. It bled, but we kept it, within reason and put some pressure on it, and then healed it up with the aloe, and then that was pretty much the end of the story.
Damn. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, the first interaction I had with the pit bull, and nothing happened, but There's a chick that I had planned on having sex with. I was invited to her place. I did not know she had a pit bull, but we're sitting on her sofa. So when I opened the door, like, there's a pit bull, whatever, just be cool. Because at this time, not a lot of info was out about them, other than they are evil dogs by breed, right? That's all you heard, but whatever.
They attack all the time.
That's what they do. It's nothing to do with the owner. This is what they do. So, and I don't know any different. I'm maybe 19 at this time or something, but we're sitting on her sofa, and I always remember the pit bull is on the other end of the sofa, just kind of curled up, as dogs do. Then he climbs onto the back of the sofa, walks down, and he's directly behind me, and he's just sniffing my head. And I have never been so petrified in my life. And she's like, "Oh, just be cool." I'm like, "I'm trying to be cool. Can you please?" I mean, like, you can feel and hear his snout, next to your ear. And again, the only thing I'd heard about pit bulls is like they want to kill you. And this thing is just behind me, sniffing my head. Anyway, nothing happened, including me getting laid. So basically, I just got the S scared out of me, and I didn't have sex. Wonderful.
What was the best or worst interaction you've had with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hey. It sucked, man. It was like a sure thing, but it just, it wasn't happening. Hello, Desiree. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
I finally got through. Hola, bitolas.
Hello, Desiree.
All right. Yes, I have been pushed over by a mastiff.
Yeah, they will do that.
Attacked by a dog. And so my one story is that I was on my way to work, and there was a mama raccoon. I didn't realize she was a mama raccoon.
What? Mama. Okay, gotcha.
So she raised up at me, and everybody's stories are way cooler than mine. But she raised up at me. I ran into the house. I grabbed a paintball gun, and I started shooting at her to scare her off. Unfortunately, I hit the neighbor's van with my paintball gun.
Jesus Christ.
And then I got in trouble.
Did the raccoon ever get scared away, or is it just like you're a terrible shot and your neighbor's going to be pissed?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it was. I was a bad shot because it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, then later I got in trouble because the neighbor called my husband and was like, "Your wife shot my van with a paintball gun." And so luckily he slightly covered me up and was like, there was a raccoon attacking her.
Why did you have paintball guns in it? Like, just most people I know, it's very fun. Just most people I know don't have a paintball gun handy.
Well, yeah, that's why I ran back into the house and got the paintball gun.
Yeah. Why do you have a paint? Do you paintball a lot?
No, I just like to shoot things.
All right. Okay, well,
and you do it well.
Good for you.
That's,
you nailed that van.
I'm glad. I just like to shoot things. By the way, I missed the raccoon and hit the neighbor's van. Cool.
I just can't see a painted raccoon running through the woods. Like, dude, what happened?
You rob a bank?
You got a huge big dot on you, man. What's up?
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, a little bit.
Coming up, the return of Who Sucks Less on the way at 4:30, and we've got your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
Walmart has just noticed that their logo looks like Winnie the Pooh's anus. But first, the mayor has announced his plans to reward his city's top reading schools with a giant pizza party at Happy's Pizza at the end of the school year.
He gonna throw them a pizza party because they read books? Come on, man.
There's a little more to it than that, Felix. The mayor wants to encourage students to read. The elementary and high schools that read the most books will be awarded the pizza party. It's a simple way to motivate child literacy.
Do romance novels count?
I don't recall romance novels being a part of the literary curriculum.
I'm just asking because I'm writing a romance novel.
You are writing a romance novel? Really?
Yeah, man. It's the story of a tennis star who meets the woman of his dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She enters his world, and there she learns that in the world of tennis, love means nothing.
Oh, come on, Felix.
I'm joking, man, but seriously, I am writing a romance novel. Same idea, but the male protagonist is not a tennis player. He's a football player.
A football player, you say?
Yeah, a football player. And as the story goes, the woman of his dreams enters his world, and she learns that in the world of football, it's all about penetration.
Felix!
I'm just kidding, man. I'm joking. But I am writing a romance novel.
Are you now? Let me guess. Instead of a football player or a tennis player, it's about a baseball player.
How'd you know that, man? You been reading my manuscript, Playboy?
What? No, Felix, I have not been reading your manuscript.
Okay, man, if you say so. But yeah, the romance novel that I'm currently authoring involves a baseball player.
Uh-huh. Let me guess. The woman of his dreams enters his world.
You're reading my manuscript, Playboy, admit it.
Oh my goodness, Felix, no. No, I have not been reading your manuscript.
Then how do you know so much about the plot of my unpublished novel?
Bonnie, a little help here, please.
No, I'm with Felix on this one.
What?
Felix brings up a good point. How do you know so much about the plot of this unpublished romance novel?
You have got to be kidding me right now. Felix joked about the male protagonist being a tennis player.
I really did, man.
I remember.
Then he said it was a football player and made a tasteless joke about penetration.
It was tasteless.
Thank you.
But it was also funny. I even peed a little.
You peed?
A little.
You peed a little?
Yeah, that's why I said I peed a little. Because I peed. But only a little.
What is happening right now?
Well, last I checked, you was trying to act like you didn't read my manuscript.
Felix, seriously, for the last time, I did not read your manuscript. I didn't even know you were writing a book, much less a romance novel.
Yeah, about a baseball player, but you already know the rest of the story. Because you read my manuscript, man.
No, Felix, I don't know how your novel ends. Let me guess, the woman of his dreams enters his world.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, she discovers that in the real world of baseball, it's about how you handle your balls. Is that it?
Wow, Stone. That was in really bad taste, man. No, the woman of his dreams helped him find solace in spite of this testicular cancer diagnosis.
That was really low, Stone.
We'll be back next hour.
Now, you can watch The Men's Room live on YouTube. Subscribe at KISW Rock. The Men's Room titillates your ears when you listen on the radio or Odyssey app. Teases your taste buds when enjoying Men's Room IPA. And now, you can watch The Men's Room live on YouTube. It's as close to actually being in the studio as you can get. Thanks to The Incident. Touch and smell unavailable. Find us on YouTube and subscribe at KISW Rock from Seattle's Sensory Annihilation Station. 9.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Who Sucks Less is coming up in just minutes, but first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
We'll jump right into the birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Ola Macholas and Miles. 16 years ago, my daughter Sapphire graced the world with her presence. While I'm not her biological father, she is my daughter, and I love her so much. So please give her a fish sandwich medley. You big dummy. And I know she would love the coach hyping her up as a cheerleader. Thanks, guys. That from the dad.
Can I get
a fillet of fish sandwich?
So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? Put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I want a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side.
Ooh, yeah.
I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some sure relish in the morning. At noon and at night.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich? Though you don't want a fish sandwich?
You big dummy.
All right, first of all, happy birthday. Kind of wish I knew what school you were at, because maybe you're still cheering this weekend. You got state title games coming up.
Yep.
Shout out to my buddy Damon and his kid at Lake Stevens. All right, listen, cheer is very important, all right? Sure, you have the football team, but you know what else matters? The cheer squad and the band. All right, I don't go to college football games just to watch the ball game. You go to watch all of it, the pomp, the circumstance, and people want to cheer for the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The mascot's down there with you. Maybe one day you can achieve the greatness of going from a cheer squad girl to a mascot.
I just told her to be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
Yeah. R-E-S-I-V.
I did sadly find out the cheer squad flies a commercial.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm sure.
We were on our very early morning flight after that Washington game. And
they were on there.
The entire cheer squad came down the aisle.
You probably loved that.
Yeah. You know what? When they're not in uniform, it's just
not the same.
It's just tiny 20-year-old girls in sweats.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, you realize when you see them on the field, you're like, ooh, cheerleaders. And then when you see them in person, you're like, oh, this is just a super fit athlete.
Yes, basically, that is it.
I hope that came out right.
No, it didn't. Gentlemen, today's my best friend, a brother from another mother's 40th birthday. He's officially old as dirt, and I'm a young 39-year-old. He just started a brand new job with some questionable coworkers. You guys, he's down setting up for hometown holiday now. So I want to wish him luck and let him know that we're all proud of him. He and his wife and daughter go to Disneyland more than anybody I know. So can I get Mickey and Goofy talking about what they need to do on their next trip down there next month? And he's the biggest Husky fan I've ever met. So can Coach Ted try to make him feel better about that loss to the damn Ducks last weekend? Oh, and maybe your penis is too small. Thanks, guys. That from Andy Mack.
Well, guys, tell you what we're going to do since it's your birthday. You come on down and visit Goofy, and I'm going to teach you the downward dog position, but with a special twist.
You know, I think for somebody like you and a birthday this old, you probably want to be over at California Adventure, where you can have a beverage, or you can go drink with the nerds at Star Wars stuff. Either way, I'm making money. All right, you know what, Andy Mack? I know it's not your birthday, it's your buddy's birthday. Coach Ted was down there tailgating too, all right? Now listen, did the Huskies win? No. Are the Ducks good? Yes. Huskies played a hell of a competitive game. Nice recruiting class today. Hopefully Jed Fish has them going. The only thing honestly to be worried about is the coaching carousel is so crazy right now. I hope Jed Fish doesn't jet.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's wild.
No, it is crazy. And finally, for the birthdays, gentlemen, I'd like to wish my friend Regis a very happy birthday today. He would love some advice from Coach Ted, maybe Coke Ted, on how to deal with dating in his 60s as well. And some dad jokes from Miles, and maybe a fart, if we could. Thanks for helping us all stay sane with your daily fun and laughs. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you all. That from Barry.
Which animal is it?
That was the baboon.
The baboon, right. Okay.
All right, man. Dating in your 60s. Coach isn't there yet, but I tell you what, it seems like people seem a lot younger in their 60s now. I just met a guy in his 60s that has a butcher shop in his garage. Maybe it's something like that. Tell her you've already retired. I know, you can lie a little bit. Ask her if she wants to see your multitude of cars or your home with 3 bedrooms, because it's just you now. You're in your 60s.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. Target Target-rich environment, my guy. All right? A lot of signals in that age group. Might have to go up a little bit lower. Either way, you're over 60. I suggest moving into a community like the Commons. What are they called now? What are they called in Florida?
The Village.
The Villages.
Yeah, the Villages.
And watch out for STDs.
Target-rich environment.
60 plus?
Yeah.
There's a lot of broads in there, man.
Dirty dad jokes. All right, I got maybe a couple dirty ones, but I'll give you some more before that. Guys, a king and a queen walk in a bar.
All right.
The bartender says, sorry, you're not 21.
Blackjack joke, Ted.
Yeah. Did you hear about the pickle that got a job?
There's a big deal.
No, he's jerking 9 to 5.
Gherkin. Yeah, it's much
Jesus,
different.
Gherkin.
I like jerking better.
I can get
Where
that
do you
job.
take someone injured in a peekaboo accident?
I don't know.
To the ICU. Guys, poop jokes aren't always my favorite ones,
Oh, yeah.
but they're a solid number 2. All right, here are the dirty ones.
Oh, here's the dirty one.
Yeah. My girlfriend told me that having a small unit isn't a problem.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer she just didn't have one alone. And finally, one is 6 inches long and has 2 nuts at the end. 6 inches long and has 2 nuts at the end.
What?
An almond joy. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Bob. A couple extra emails. The subject, coats for kids. This one came in today. It says, older gentlemen, with coats for kids on everyone's mind, I'd like to take a moment and note that some employers have a donation matching program for various causes, including mine. So if any listeners work somewhere that does this, talk to them and get info on how to get that match to the cause. In my case, my employer has a portal and has given me $50 to donate to the cause.
Nice.
And they will match. So now you have a donation through these means, openly dedicated to you guys, and hopefully you can include 100 more bucks in your total. Beer and sausage, that from Dennis.
Nice, Dennis.
And we also want to thank a couple people who made donations today.
Nice.
We have Kelly O'Mara made a donation, $69. I think that must have been during the morning show. Jeffrey Bernstein, he put in $100. Anonymous donated $967.
What is it? The people that donate the most tend to be anonymous.
I don't need the recognition.
I think Meigs has a lot to do with this. Kenneth put in 69. Tammy put in 69.
Nice.
John put in $100. And Craig and Tammy also donated. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Donate now if you can, KISW.com. The idea is to put as many brand new coats on kids in need as we can. The goal is 2,500 kids. I want to say we're up to about $14,000.
Oh, nice.
As we speak. But we're going to need 50. All right? So $25 puts a brand new American-made coat on a kid in Washington that needs one. So if you can, head to KISW.com.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Hey, time for Who Sucks Less. Stephen Thrill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They always suck. But it's up to us to determine, out of the 3 stories, which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yeah, and as I said at the top of the show, out of the 3 stories, 2 of them do with urine. One of them has to do with the United States Post Office, which, again, has a slogan, something along the lines of neither slow nor rain or snow. Or
rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Nothing will stop the U.S. mail.
Yeah, and partly they're not kidding, so kudos to them. We'll get to them last. But first, you might remember this lovely young woman from yesterday. A New Hampshire OnlyFans model filmed herself urinating on grocery store food while she was busted over a pee spree in a hotel room, including a Bible. 24-year-old Kelly Tedford, she was hit with fresh charges this week for urinating all over a room at a Marriott hotel in Keene, New Hampshire. Now, she goes by the name Kinky Kelly on OnlyFans. She's accused of recording herself peeing on the air conditioning unit, the comforter, the curtains, and the Bible inside of the room.
Are people requesting these things for her to do that stuff?
As best Mike could put a finger on, I mean, it is OnlyFans, so people are paying to watch her do it. I would say the marionette thing, something, whatever.
So what, is she just chugging water?
I don't know. I guess when she has to go,
I mean, yeah.
she'll film it.
Everybody's got to go.
But keep in mind, she doesn't just pee. She also defecated on the floor before hiding her feces in the tank of the toilet. So when she was done peeing on everything, she then poops on the floor, scoops that up, and sticks it in the tank. And again, she's making money doing this. But Kinky Kelly, maybe she should change her name to Stinky Kelly, she was hit with 5 criminal mischief charges over the ordeal. Now, the saga unfolded just weeks before she was arrested for spraying a slew of products at the Monadnock Food Co-op, basically a grocery store. She sprayed that food with urine. Her display cost the grocery store about $1,500 for the ruined products and cleaning expenses. The local store was also forced to issue a recall for because this is where she chose to do it, the organic quinoa, the organic cornmeal, the organic polenta, the organic coconut shreds, and the walnuts after she peed on those products. So she opened up the big bulk stuff. And right,
oh, man.
Right, she opened the bulk, and that hence the quinoa, cornmeal, polenta, etc., etc. Cops said the grocery store footage was among a trove of online videos that they uncovered that documented similar acts dating back to at least 2021. So for the last 4 years that they know of and have video evidence of, this is her thing. I didn't realize she peed in the bulk. Just like, damn, man, come on.
That's awful.
These banana chips taste funny.
Because when I first heard the story, I thought, I don't know, maybe she's peeing on like boxes of cereal or something. But yeah, she was straight into the bulk bins.
That would be tough.
Yeah. We now go to, but I don't eat any of that stuff, so I do feel safe. We now go to Japan, where we have more pee. Police in Japan, they've arrested a 26-year-old man on suspicion of obstruction of business after he placed a urine-filled plastic bottle on a shelf at a convenience store. Now, according to police, the suspect, who is a company employee, he brought the bottle labeled tea with him to a convenience store at around 11:50 a.m. and placed it on the beverage shelf. Now, a customer who purchased the bottle that day noticed an odd odor when he opened it and reported it to the store without drinking it. Now, this forced an inspection of all drink products on the shelf, which obviously disrupted business. Now, police said the suspect was identified after an analysis of store surveillance camera footage. He was quoted as saying, quote, "I only thought it as a prank and had no intention of disrupting business. I was frustrated because things weren't going well at work." So it's not just that you put a bottle of pee up there, it's that you also labeled it tea, just like you have in your hand right now, Ted, right?
And that's a Japanese brand. I mean, you couldn't tell.
Yeah, you're holding up the bottle. It looks like pee. You wouldn't know. Luckily, the customer that bought it got a whiff of it when they opened it, so they did not actually chug any of it. But still, they ended up having to go through all the bottles because they couldn't trust them at that point. So they had to pull out all the bottles and test them. Why are you drinking your tea like that? It's just tea, Ted.
I know, but it's unsweetened green tea, so
I know,
it's not the best tasting already. Like, I could be pee.
You should buy the Yasmin. Yasmin's better.
The way you just took a sip of it, like, is this pee? You're good, man. Or are you?
I don't know.
And finally, postal workers at the Allen Park facility, they were instructed to keep working after one of their co-workers was found dead in a sorting machine. Nicholas John Aker of Trenton, he was found stuck in a machine and had been dead for hours before firefighters arrived. Now, one of Aker's close friends, Matthew Stifler, yes, Stifler, he's a postal maintenance mechanic and union representative. He said that he helped pull Aker's body from the machine. Stifler also said that Aker's body was still inside the machine. While it was still inside the machine, the plant manager instructed the employees, just keep working. Stifler said, quote, "When this happened, the plant manager wanted us to move to another part of the building and keep processing mail. Now, many workers took time to grieve, but the managers threatened discipline. Quote, people took time off to deal with this, and he's like threatening discipline and saying that we were all AWOL. Now, Stifler noted that employees who went to Aker's funeral were worried about retribution, calling the plant manager a problem and saying the issue had been ongoing. He also said the plant manager hasn't said anything about Aker's death or addressed any of the safety concerns. Quote, he kicked me out of the plant because I was telling people about the rights. That's from Stifler. Again, he's the union representative. He expressed some fear about speaking out publicly, but insisted that the state do something about this. By the way, fewer than 90 days before 36-year-old Aker was found dead in the mail sorting machine, the USPS Detroit Network Distribution Center in Allen Park, a formal grievance had been filed warning that the very same machine was unsafe.
Okay, so they knew.
So they knew it was unsafe. Then the guy dies. He's stuck in the machine for hours. And it's your coworker, so you know this person. Like, just keep working, man. And if you don't, you face discipline. I think that's the worst part.
I mean, good that they had the union guy there to be like,
yeah,
you can't do this.
And that's what they did anyway. So we got the OnlyFans model that peed and pooped all over the hotel room and then peed into the bulk stuff at the grocery store. We got the guy in Japan who worked at the convenience store, was having a bad time at the convenience store, peed in a bottle labeled a tea, and someone actually purchased it. They did not drink it. And the manager of that particular postal spot insisting with threat of discipline that you keep working in spite of the fact that your friend and coworker is dead in a machine.
All right. I think based on the fact that the guy lost his life and they knew the machine was faulty, that one is the worst.
I would agree.
Well, that and those coworkers had to see their friend or I mean, even if you don't like a coworker.
Even if I don't like the guy, it's like that's...
I mean, seeing a dead body, period, it's kind of jarring.
You know, that's a good point. Knowing them makes it worse, but you're right.
The OnlyFans woman, she's been at this for 4 years now.
That we know of, yes.
And she peed, destroyed a hotel room. The stuff in the grocery store was worse because people probably ingested a lot of that.
To be fair, it was quinoa, but yes.
But they still ate whatever she peed on. You know, so that's, to me, it's the guy in Japan. The guy did not drink it. It's a horrible thing to do. But out of the 3 stories, I'm saying that the guy that peed in the tea bottle and put it on the shelf as a, quote, prank, he sucks less.
And that's the only one that's sort of funny. Right. Well, you don't want to drink urine.
I don't.
But the way the guy, like, I could see it. The guy's just, he hates that job.
Yeah, he's mad about something.
So he gets all fired up. I feel like maybe Thrill hired that woman to pee in the
in the bulk, pee in the quinoa,
right?
But I'd have had her hit the produce section. Like if it were me and I said, "All right, I'm going to pick a place in the grocery store for food I don't like, probably produce."
Right. I mean, in theory, you'd still rinse it before you cook it, but it's just
that's
gross.
not good enough. Yeah.
You're right. The Michigan guy sucks the most, but I'm with you. I'll say the Japanese guy, which is still awful.
Because. You know, when I first read the story, I thought like he just took a bottle, put it on the shelf. I didn't realize initially that he also decoyed it to be a product that someone buys. So it's like, wow,
and
man.
I bet, Ted, you're right about that tea. I bet it's the same brand or close to it.
I just drank it because the doc told me to drink more green tea.
And it does look like pee. I mean, you held up the bottle.
But also, sometimes I've been part of a prank that went wrong, right? We threw water balloons at somebody's house. It was cold outside. Next morning, they slipped on the ice and broke their leg.
Oh, damn.
So sometimes pranks go awry, and in retrospect, that was a bad idea.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
The woman doesn't know.
But here's the difference.
And I was like 14.
But being malicious was just the water balloons, not the idea that you were going
to hurt somebody.
The guy that left the bottle, it's like your full intent was that someone bought this and drank it. Half of that came true. They bought it, but luckily your pee smells bad enough that they figured. See, that's the difference.
Also just needs a new job.
Yes.
Like he's reached the point where he hates light enough.
When you start doing that.
The highlight of his day is going to be watching somebody take a swig of urine.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less. If you like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. All right, coming up at 5:08, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to the Men's Room.
Walmart has just noticed that their logo looks like Winnie the Pooh's anus. But first, the mayor has announced his plans to reward his city's top reading schools with a giant pizza party at Happy's Pizza at the end of the school year.
He gonna throw them a pizza party because they read books? Come on, man.
There's a little more to it than that, Felix. The mayor wants to encourage students to read. The elementary and high schools that read the most books will be awarded the pizza party. It's a simple way to motivate child literacy.
Do romance novels count?
I don't recall romance novels being a part of the literary curriculum.
I'm just asking because I'm writing a romance novel.
You are writing a romance novel? Really?
Yeah, man. It's the story of a tennis star who meets the woman of his dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She enters his world, and there she learns that in the world of tennis, love means nothing.
Oh, come on, Felix.
I'm joking, man, but seriously, I am writing a romance novel. Same idea, but the male protagonist is not a tennis player. He's a football player.
A football player, you say?
Yeah, a football player. And as the story goes, the woman of his dreams enters his world, and she learns that in the world of football, it's all about penetration.
Felix!
I'm just kidding, man. I'm joking. But I am writing a romance novel.
Are you now? Let me guess. Instead of a football player or a tennis player, it's about a baseball player.
How'd you know that, man? You been reading my manuscript, Playboy?
What? No, Felix, I have not been reading your manuscript.
Okay, man, if you say so. But yeah, the romance novel that I'm currently authoring involves a baseball player.
Uh-huh. Let me guess. The woman of his dreams enters his world.
You're reading my manuscript, Playboy, admit it.
Oh my goodness, Felix, no. No, I have not been reading your manuscript.
Then how do you know so much about the plot of my unpublished novel?
Bonnie, a little help here, please.
No, I'm with Felix on this one.
What?
Felix brings up a good point. How do you know so much about the plot of this unpublished romance novel?
You have got to be kidding me right now. Felix joked about the male protagonist being a tennis player.
I really did, man.
I remember.
Then he said it was a football player and made a tasteless joke about penetration.
It was tasteless.
Thank you.
But it was also funny. I even peed a little.
You peed?
A little.
You peed a little?
Yeah, that's why I said I peed a little. Because I peed. But only a little.
What is happening right now?
Well, last I checked, you was trying to act like you didn't read my manuscript.
Felix, seriously, for the last time, I did not read your manuscript. I didn't even know you were writing a book, much less a romance novel.
Yeah, about a baseball player, but you already know the rest of the story. Because you read my manuscript, man.
No, Felix, I don't know how your novel ends. Let me guess, the woman of his dreams enters his world.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, she discovers that in the real world of baseball, it's about how you handle your balls. Is that it?
Wow, Stone. That was in really bad taste, man. No, the woman of his dreams helped him find solace in spite of his testicular cancer diagnosis.
That was really low, Stone.
We'll be back next hour. Making headlines, a mixologist has wasted his talents at a dive bar. But first, an interesting situation has developed here at Inaction News headquarters.
The smell coming from the vents in the conference room.
No, Felix, I was referring to the heavy police presence in the lobby downstairs.
Yeah, man, I noticed that too.
So you already know what's going on?
I sure don't, Stone.
You walked into work today, saw 20-some-odd police officers in the lobby, and didn't think to ask what might be happening.
Yeah, listen, in my line of work, you don't approach the police and ask them what they're doing there, man.
We're in the same line of work, Felix. And as journalists, we should absolutely approach a group of officers and ask them why they're here.
Well, yeah, but I meant my other line of work.
Do I even want to know what your other line of work is?
I very seriously doubt that, Playboy.
In any case, multiple law enforcement officials are in our inaction news lobby regarding a woman named LaTanya Gates.
Never heard of her, man.
I hadn't either until this morning. Miss Gates is known as an objectophile.
An objectophile? What's an objectophile?
Well, I'm glad you asked. An objectophile is a person who is attracted to inanimate objects, like trains, cars, even words.
I like the word moist.
No, you don't. Nobody likes the word moist. Nobody in the world likes the word moist, and nobody likes the word ointment either.
What about an objectophile?
Not even an objectophile. And their taste can be quite strained, by the way. For example, there was a Brazilian woman that is married to a rag doll. Then there's a woman in Germany who married 2 different roller coasters.
She has 2 roller coaster husbands.
Well, no, her first husband was a German roller coaster. Then she fell in love with and married a French roller coaster, as one will do.
You're making this up, man.
I'm doing no such thing. Her name is Gail Engel. She's 47 years old, and her current husband is the French roller coaster named Gravity. Then there's a different German woman who is not married to, but has an intimate relationship with, a specific Boeing plane.
This all reminds me of a man in India who made headlines because he had relations with balloons.
Okay, so you are familiar with objectophiles.
Yeah, man. I just didn't know they were called objectophiles. I should tell my uncle.
Your uncle? Why would he care?
Uncle Darius, man. He's married to a flagpole.
Wait, what?
My Uncle Darius, man. He's married to a flagpole.
Your Uncle Darius married a flagpole?
Yeah, man. It'll be 38 years this month. And now Darius is all excited because he just had his first grandbaby.
Wait, he had a grandchild?
Yeah, little Douglas.
How is that even possible?
It's pretty basic, Stone. Uncle Darius and Ophelia.
Ophelia?
Yeah, Ophelia. That's my uncle's wife, man.
Ophelia the flagpole.
Yes, Stone. So Darius and Ophelia, they had 2 kids, Dennis and Eugene. And Eugene's wife just gave birth to little Douglas. Come on, Stone. I know you know how grandkids are made, man.
Yes, Felix. I know how grandkids are made. Just in a more traditional sense. I'm not sure how it works with flagpoles.
It's the birds and the bees, Playboy. Don't make it weird, man.
I'm not making this weird, Felix. I'm just trying to do the mental math on how a man impregnates a flagpole.
You having dirty thoughts, Playboy?
No, I absolutely am not.
Yeah, okay.
Felix, just never mind about your uncle. Although, tell him congratulations on the birth of his grandchild.
Will do.
Back to our time.
5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Officials in Japan are attempting to crack down on zombie cigarettes.
Are they what, laced with something, I guess? Something with a drug in it?
Yes, there's like a fast-acting anesthetic in them. So it's, I don't know.
Are people taking it for any reason other than just to get high?
I don't believe so,
okay,
no.
all right.
But, obviously it's causing a disturbance, so they're taking issue with it.
I can see that. Okay.
Right. So that's the thing to be on the lookout for. Yay.
Where's that at?
Japan.
Oh.
Zombie cigarettes. And they've got a handful of other names as well. But it's beyond me. When you get into the realm of drugs, I start to lose.
There's always something new.
Yeah, there is.
Correct.
Right? There's always something around the corner. I think half the time they sit on it. So like, hey, they're going to do a crackdown on blank. Flood the market with so-and-so, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in theory, with a country that strict on drug laws, I'm sure that seemed like a slick way to get around it.
So just smoking a cigarette in front of the cop.
Right, I guess I'm just reading they put it in vapes, too.
Uh-huh.
So you wouldn't be able to tell.
No.
Immediately.
Right. In a new study, gas stoves were linked to a hidden nitrogen dioxide exposure affecting 22 million Americans.
That seems reasonable. Yeah. I'm not saying it's great, but in retrospect, sure.
And basically, they were saying if you could switch to an electric stove, that would cut down your risk incredibly.
Now that said, I have an electric stove. I deeply prefer a gas stove.
Sure.
Whatever it might be doing to them, it's fine. It is what it is, but I do prefer the gas stove.
I'm with you. I like the open flame. I feel like I can control it better.
It costs less.
Feels like it can cook hotter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I got an electric stove. I hate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten used to it, so it is what it is, but I do prefer the gas.
I can cook more consistently with an open flame.
You're right. It's just controlling the temperature. And credit to mine, it does pretty well on that, but
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
I got to wait 1 second for it to adjust. With the flame,
Boom.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the analog dial. I don't know.
Exactly.
I just missed the sound, Mike.
Sound like Dad cooks.
Yeah.
With that on.
Just with no flame.
no.
Oh, yeah, on pilot.
Well, he's trying
on the ignition.
He's
just
trying to blow up your
he's
house.
trying to kill everybody.
Damn.
What does that sound?
The average child's allowance has reached a new level. Anybody know what the average child's allowance has gotten
Per
to?
week, right?
Per month.
Oh, per month.
Per month.
I have no idea. My kids, we don't do an allowance.
Okay, I didn't either. You know, I do. We did allowance for chores, and then we didn't do the chores, so we could quit getting the allowance.
Yeah, that's exactly how that works. Like, you can earn money, but I'm just giving it to you.
Right? Any ideas?
So a month, $50.
$50
Now,
$100.
$100.
$25 a week.
$225.
Steve, you're the closest without going over. $52 a month.
Dang.
Oh.
Good luck.
I mean, it's not going to buy kids anything, and obviously the cost of living's gone through the roof, but it's not as bad as I thought.
Hopefully it teaches you how to budget.
Oh, no.
You were good at that when you were a kid.
No.
You know? I mean, I didn't blow through my money. I needed to save it for certain things.
Right, and my parents bought me plenty when I was a kid, so I was able to save whatever money I was collecting. You know, I bought my first game system. I forgot how old I was, but the N64 was decently new.
Sure.
And I went out and I got it for $100, which get a game system for $100 these days. But that was kind of my big accomplishment, was that I just, whatever I did and I gained up money, I knew what I wanted and I was able to save up for it.
My daughter got a lot of money for her birthday last month, and last week she went with a friend and spent it all, and just none of it made sense to me at all. But
all at the casino.
Like, you are now broke. Like, you are happy, but hey, you're now broke.
What did she buy?
I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
My wife, she showed us each thing. My wife and I just looked at each other. She's going, she's happy. Don't, whatever. Now she's broke.
Okay.
I'm a step away from
She's
this.
at a time in her life where she can be.
Yep.
I mean, I'm with you. I remember my first job, landscaping. I went out, as soon as I got it, I went out and bought a pair of Air Max 99s.
But it's what you want.
Right, and I just been eyeing those shoes. My parents were like, we're not buying them for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, once the parent says that, you know what you're saving your money for.
And it's at a time where you got to pay for maybe the gas in your car if you're old enough.
That's about
You know,
it.
if you're riding
driving.
Right, if you're riding a bike to and from work, you don't even have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, of course, go buy whatever you want, dude. That is the time.
Yeah.
You know, when you're 13 years old, 14, whenever you're getting your job.
Yeah, you don't have another debt.
No.
You blew your money. Well, it's different for us. We still have to pay our mortgage, right? So
Correct.
So they're easier for us to budget because there's
Right.
some real life stuff. A kid, you're just like, dude, I can wait till my next birthday.
Right, exactly. She's out of money now, and she wipes her brow like, whoo, I'll wait till next time.
Yeah,
Like,
no
okay.
worries. No worries.
I feel like once you're a teenager, sure, it's the same for girls and boys. I feel like as a teenage boy, there's always somebody like, I'll pay you to come help me do this.
Absolutely.
You know,
And to take
people just need hands.
And the thing is, you go do it. But the difference is, kids aren't ever like, hey, I need to buy groceries with the $50 I got for my birthday.
Yeah.
Like, their reality is way different.
Their groceries is candy
Unless they're
and
with
soda.
their friends at the mall, you're buying the food.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And always have.
Yeah, they're not worried about the
Maybe-
bills. They're not worried about the
maybe
food.
order a pizza.
They're
You're
not
right.
worried about a car payment. Right. Like, dude, have
Well,
fun with
mom,
your money.
can I order a pizza? Doesn't mean that they're paying for it ever.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're saying, Mom, will you order
us a
and pay
pizza.
for
Yeah.
the pizza?
Correct. You guys remember that first pizza that you bought with your own money and it was all yours?
It was the best pizza I've ever
Yeah,
eaten in
that's
my
what I'm saying.
freaking life.
The only meal I remember buying when I still lived with my parents was they were like, all right, you can order pizza. It was like a Friday night. There was some kind of sporting event on. I was like, this is great.
Oh,
Hands
it's
off.
awesome. Yeah.
Hands off.
This was mine.
Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you guys a 75% success chance on this one. It's an A word and it is a noun.
AF.
Referring to a power or process that changes or transforms something in a mysterious or impressive way. It refers to a power or process that changes or transforms something in a mysterious or impressive way. A word.
Affirmation.
Alchemy.
Alchemy. You nailed it.
Nice
Well
job.
done.
All right.
The Alchemist.
That word's always throwing me off.
How's that?
Well, like there's the book, The Alchemist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I went to an alchemy store once. And I was like, what do you guys sell? And it's like, we make stuff out of other stuff.
Okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. Like, back in the day, if you're an alchemist, you were a scientist, you just not have the knowledge we had now. So they would do things. They believe they could create gold out of pee.
Yeah, stuff
like that. And I mean, they did all the experiments and electricity and all that. And in the end, they just ended up with hot boiled pee and no gold. But
they tried.
I went in that store looking for like secret herbs or something, right? I don't know. That's where my head was.
I get you.
Would that be like an apothecary if you were looking for?
Ooh, that might be.
If you're looking for like crazy herbs and all. Why are we looking for crazy herbs? Do I even want to know?
Just, going through a phase.
Smoke it.
Needed some stuff.
Steve, you nailed it. 2 for 2. A person who prepares and sold medicines and drugs.
Yeah, there you go.
Apothecary.
Now we call them drug dealers.
Or pharmacists.
Yeah.
Ted's dealer.
Well, sometimes it's hard to find sage. Like sage you want to burn.
Right.
Not just you're going to use to cook.
To smudge your apartment.
You can't.
Correct.
Why can't you just use, like if I'm going to smudge my house.
Yeah.
I can't just go to the grocery store and use that sage.
I know, right? I don't get it.
Like why, like, so I'm trying to get rid of spirits. Like,
I got some in my front yard if you need it.
The spirits are picky.
Right.
Wrong kind of sage.
Well, I'm sure we're going to see our friend here within the next couple of weeks. We'll
sage?
Yeah, we'll just burn her. And,
We will light her on fire and tell her to walk through my house.
rid all the ghosts.
I need you to come over.
Love you, Sage.
Sage is always in a bundle.
It is.
Like when you're burning it to smudge stuff.
Yeah.
Like, can I get just one?
Right? Just one little straw of sage?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? And again, what about that makes the ghosts go away?
I've always wondered.
I don't know.
Like,
Do they just hate the smell?
Maybe. Sage. I only go to the grocery store. I see you have sage in your produce. Do you have like smudging sage? Where would I find that?
Sorry, Castle. I know we're getting off subject here. Well, we may be seeing an alternative to blood tests: sweat tests.
All right.
Sweat test.
And what would that tell them? Is everything that blood?
Everything that a blood test will. They basically said that there's hormones and bacteria and whatnot that are in your sweat that kind of give off the same indicators that a blood test, searching for whatever it is, illnesses and whatever, what have you, for like diabetes and stuff like that. Like they can actually find it in your sweat, almost as good, if not just as good as a blood test.
Wow. Yeah, because a lot of people freak out, with needles and all that.
Exactly.
Like, just sweat.
Some of the blood tests, though, I've seen recently, there's like at-home ones.
Oh, yeah?
You just like prick your finger, and it's got like a little thing. So you could test it like once a month as opposed to going to get,
Go get it drawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save money.
A new study on the science of beauty found that people prefer the aesthetic of images that take less neural activity to process. I wrote that one down, and was hard to.
I don't have to figure out why I find you attractive. I just look at you and recognize that you're attractive.
Correct. So, and not so much that, but they put two images in front of people, one versus the other, and they found that which one do you find more aesthetically pleasing? The one that they found more aesthetically pleasing tended to be the one that they were measuring their brain activity with it, and they found that the one that took less brain activity they found more aesthetically pleasing.
Okay.
So like looking at nature as opposed to like a cityscape.
Correct. So the thing about that is that it kind of takes your brain into a calming state as you're looking at those things.
Okay.
So therefore, your brain tells you
I like those things.
You like this.
Yeah.
Feeling very calm.
I feel calm with those.
I don't need a whole lot of thought to know this.
Can I just lay down?
I will take those.
I've never seen a lot of pissed off people at Lake 22.
Not really. No.
Generally, by the time you get up there, everybody's kind of in a good mood. Like, we did it.
Yeah,
Until it starts snowing on you.
Oh.
All right, I guess Miles was the pissed off guy.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Way to find a way to just bring a cloud in,
Get up there,
Miles.
man, and the backside of that mother, and the dog and on a walk, and all of a sudden just blew in sideways.
Debbie Downer over here.
God damn it.
Up until a snow cloud
Tell
comes
us so.
over.
It's all slippery now on the way down.
Gonna go to Vegas, have a great time, and spend way too much money that you don't have.
You know it.
Wah, wah. A new study found that that digital burnout is the default state of being online.
Well, what else would it be?
Exactly.
I can't get any kind of burnout unless I'm involved in it.
Yeah. As soon as you get online, you're burned out. So good news is you don't always have to be online.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So just because I'm tired of hearing people bitch about it, I looked up the 10 things to do instead of doom scrolling. Oh, I'm so depressed because I'm yeah. I mean, it does involve your phone if you're doing it right, but
I just use the bank.
Yep. So, everybody's... I'm just depressed every time I open up my social media. Well, here's the thought. Turn off the social media. But what do you do instead? I know. That's what you're looking for. Luckily, they broke it down here to a handful of different alternatives. Damn it, Ted.
Sorry.
I need a nap now. Go sleep.
Yeah. What to do with the other 49 hours? They start by saying, learn a new skill. Use your phone for its positive potential by taking an online course, learning a language, or watching a documentary on a topic that interests you.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. Yeah. Stimulate the brain.
Right.
Stimulate the brain, Ted. Not that one.
Downstairs brain, Mike.
I'm learning German down here. Or Latina.
Dunka.
Dunka. Oh, dear.
Trying to be more rasa.
Namaste in here. Don't come in.
Namaste right back.
That's right. Hang on.
No young.
Occupied. Yeah. Social connections. They say to call or text a friend instead of scrolling, actually talk to a loved one and have a genuine connection.
Hey, you read that S? Right.
Unfortunately, we're kind of reaching a point in our society where just straight up having a phone conversation with somebody, if it's not already established, it's hard to get that started because it's awkward. You know, I'd love to have
Why didn't you just text me?
I'd love to have an open dialogue with the old man where I just call him casually on the way home or something like that, but then it turns into, well, what do you want?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But I think because the world's kind of turned, you could text me, you could email me. So if you call me and it doesn't seem urgent, right? Like, what do you want?
I call every one of my family members and talk to them.
Oh yeah,
yeah, at least once a week.
What are you doing?
No, just like, hey man, how's the week going? You know, blah,
Sure.
blah, blah. Talked in the car. You know, I'm driving someplace.
Yeah. They said plan a social activity. Invite friends over for a game night or a simple get together. Maybe sit in a circle.
Or go to the bar. I know it sounds stupid, but you don't have to go there and get hammered. But just going to the local watering hole does my brain wonders.
Sure.
Just go there, it's other adults,
and also
talking about whatever, and it's never politics or religion or all the things people get upset about. It's like, I got a cramp in my leg that hurts like a bitch.
Even if you don't want to drink, grab yourself a soda water and lime, get an appetizer so that you actually patronize the place a little bit there. But then, just being surrounded by people, hearing conversations, laughter, merriment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy we see all the time. He hadn't had a drop, I want to say, in 5 or 6 months.
Something like
that. But
he
still comes in all the time.
Nice.
And that's a good time.
Yeah.
Because it's just the conversation.
The social, right.
Yeah, I know a ton of dry bartenders.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they work in the environment.
Sure. The wife and I, we love going to just playing darts, playing pinball, playing pool, whatever.
Ted might stay away from the pool tables now, but
oh no, what happened?
It's just you get different conversations at the pool tables that you can't get out of. The man is large.
Physical and active alternatives. They say to Ted, go for a walk, step outside for fresh air, which can help improve your mood and clear your head.
I can do that outside too.
I think that's a real good one.
I agree. That is honestly how my wife and I pretty well end our day.
You guys walk a lot, right?
We do. We've been on a mission basically since this time last year to get 10,000 steps each and every day. There was a little bit of a stop there that slowed us down.
Sure.
But we, for the most part, at least 11 of the 12 months, we have hit the goal of 10,000 steps.
And you guys
a day.
talk all the time, right?
We do.
That's the thing. Once you're out walking together, it's like you can sit in a house and not speak to each other.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. And then once you're outside, if it's the two of you, you'll talk until you get back home.
Exactly. And honestly, where we're at in the weather right now, where it's still cold outside, it's not so much rainy just yet.
Yeah.
But on a good crisp night, we just throw some jackets on. We've still got like 2,000 steps left to walk, and so we'll just go around the block, decompress on the day. What was your favorite part? What didn't you like? Here's a story. Here's a not. This person sucks. That kind of a thing.
Here's a fart.
Here's a fart. Oh, that's honestly after dinner, Miles. They talk about that. Go on a fart walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Not art walk. Fart walk.
Exercise. Do some stretching. Follow an at-home workout video or try a program like Couch to 5K. Again, these are 10 things to do instead of doom scrolling. They also say clean or organize. Tackle a small area like cleaning out a drawer, dusting a bookshelf to feel a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, it makes you feel better.
When you have kids living with you, you're on that.
Yeah. Clean out the bats, am I right?
I mean,
this might not be on the list. Sometimes it just, for me, it's simple as like, just put the phone out of just somewhere where you can't just reach it.
Yeah.
Right.
So every commercial break, you don't start Googling why this gangster got killed.
No, you don't need to get on IMDb every time and learn every single movie that this person has done.
Right.
This guy looks familiar. Yeah, he's an actor. You watch movies.
My wife cannot wait.
Nope.
Where do we know him from? And I'm like I said, I like to go down the rabbit hole.
Me too. I like to think. Use your brain.
She reaches for the phone, and I'm like, Do not look on your phone. Dude, you got to figure it out in 30 seconds. I cannot take this. She's like a little kid on Christmas Eve. And then finally, and when she does pull up the name, I'm like, do not tell me the name. I still want to noodle this out. I understand you're happy, but I still want to noodle this out.
I'm with her, dude. I love IMDb. That is one of my favorite apps I have on my phone.
I don't mind it, but if I just want to know something, I'll go there. But it's like you're watching a movie or TV.
Sure.
And that actor who's not quite A-level, you know them from somewhere.
Yeah.
That's when I like to go down the wormhole and figure it out.
There's a handful of B actors like that. You know what? That might be a future top 10 list.
That's not bad.
I'm going to name a handful of movies. You tell me what this actor is in.
800 different TV shows and movies.
That's right.
What's his name?
Exactly. Mindful and reflective activities. Again, these are 10 things to do instead of doom scrolling. They say to journal. Write down your thoughts, worries, or gratitude to get them out of your head. I've never been good at journaling. It's always felt awkward. Do I talk to it like it's a person, or do I just, here's my thought? I'm not good at it.
All right,
that's not
fair.
my avenue. Meditate. Use a guided meditation app or simply focus on your breath to find a sense of calm. And actually get into what meditation is. I know a handful of people that think meditation is just sitting there with your eyes closed humming.
Right.
It's
a little more to it than that.
Correct.
You can be meditation state just walking.
Absolutely.
I tend to do it when I go to bed. Just put myself to sleep. Yeah, I visualize exactly what I have to do the next day. Concentrate on my breathing, and I'm telling you, man, when I wake up, like I know exactly what I need to do and get it done just because I have a lot of responsibilities. And when I get out of bed, I do everything in the order that it gets done. Do not stop me. And I can get it done in like an hour and a half, right? That's just figure it out, do it.
And then creative and hands-on activities. They go with listening to music or a podcast.
Hands on. That's me.
Two hands on. I don't need them. Make something. Engage in a creative pursuit like drawing, coloring, or writing poetry. You know, they have the adult coloring books now. They're supposed to help calm people down a little bit.
It's super cathartic, man. I mean, I don't do the coloring books and all that, but every once in a while I'll draw or write some other side projects we're doing or build crap. And like just the week we had off, my wife, because I built a couple of models for things, right? Just out of boxes, spray paint and all this crap. And she's like, how cathartic was it? I'm like, this is the best time off I've ever had.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because I'm just focused on these things.
You're like a kid putting Legos together, man.
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't like Legos.
Your world, your rules.
Right, that's exactly it.
Cook or bake. Try a new recipe or make a meal from scratch, focusing on the process. I do enjoy cooking.
I do that to eat.
Yeah.
I get you. And I do as well. But honestly, having that dedicated time, like, okay, let's put it together. Let's make something. And then it takes a few minutes to kind of get into it, but then as you get into it, it's like you start getting excited for what you got coming.
And also, I realize every time you take the time to learn to cook something new, you've just figured out how to cook 15 other meals.
Absolutely.
It's like learning a song on an instrument. Like, just learn this song, because after you learn that, you're going to find out that you've learned 15 other songs you didn't know you could play.
It's like spice combinations.
After that, hey, man.
I know when I'm in a bad mood, too.
What's that, cook?
Yeah. Part of the reason I made those meatballs Sunday morning, I was so pissed off at that Lane Kiffin stuff.
Yeah. So burn these things.
I'm just going to cook them.
And then I'll leave you with this last and final thing to do instead of doom scrolling. And it's the old throwaway. Read a damn book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Open the pages. Smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Read the words. Get lost in it.
I put down a lot of books in the last few months.
Which
apparently mess with my eyes. So I had to get my eyes done last Monday. And so she's talking about my the close vision, right? And nearsighted. And I'm like, it's not bad, man. And I have glasses for that. But so I put down like 7 books in the last couple of weeks. And she's like, do you always read that many books? I said, no, but I'm on a mission for something very specific right now. So I'm reading, but I noticed my eyes were getting worse. And she goes, at your age, I hate to say this, don't read so much.
No.
But I'm like, really, man? That's...
Damn it.
Okay. I hate learning things.
A self-driving car in L.A. managed to drive itself into a sticky situation, Miles.
What was that sticky situation?
I will tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
You know it.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say... Bottoms up, sailor! You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is. As usual, we head to the drink desk. And Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And I would say that today's shot of the day is definitely listener-inspired, as about 10 million emails showed up this morning saying, dude, you've got to toast this. This needs to be the shot of the day. Finally said, fine, I will shoot this. So today we toast a masked thief in Northern Virginia. Now, last Friday night, our honoree broke into an ABC store, alcoholic beverage store, and ransacked several shelves of booze. Now, instead of making off with the bottles, our perp, chose to drink themselves into oblivion at the store. And that is why authorities found our perp face down, passed out drunk on the bathroom floor there. Well, he was transported to a clinic to sober up, and after a few hours, he was actually let go. The store is not going to press charges, only because the suspect is a raccoon. And I don't know if you've seen the picture of this.
Sprawled out all over the floor.
So they had a video last night on the news, and they're just showing the inside of the store, and there's broken bottles and all that, and it's all booze. They're still not telling you it's a raccoon. So I'm like, man, this guy, just take the bottles. Why would you smash it up? Then they got a pan to the bathroom. I cannot explain how drunk this raccoon looks, but man, he is assed out. And at first I thought he was dead. And they're like, no, he was hammered. But yeah, they took him to a vet. They sobered his ass up and sent him back out into the wild.
Nice.
But I was like, my kind of dude. Have you seen it, Ted?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that is awesome. So we pour this booze, oddly enough, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, it's going to get tested online now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Walmart has just noticed that their logo looks like Winnie the Pooh's anus. But first, the mayor has announced his plans to reward his city's top reading schools with a giant pizza party at Happy's Pizza at the end of the school year.
He gonna throw them a pizza party because they read books? Come on, man.
There's a little more to it than that, Felix. The mayor wants to encourage students to read. The elementary and high schools that read the most books will be awarded the pizza party. It's a simple way to motivate child literacy.
Do romance novels count?
I don't recall romance novels being a part of the literary curriculum.
I'm just asking because I'm writing a romance novel.
You are writing a romance novel? Really?
Yeah, man. It's the story of a tennis star who meets the woman of his dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She enters his world, and there she learns that in the world of tennis, love means nothing.
Oh, come on, Felix.
I'm joking, man, but seriously, I am writing a romance novel. Same idea, but the male protagonist is not a tennis player. He's a football player.
A football player, you say?
Yeah, a football player. And as the story goes, the woman of his dreams enters his world. And she learns that in the world of football, it's all about penetration.
Felix!
I'm just kidding, man. I'm joking. But I am writing a romance novel.
Are you now? Let me guess. Instead of a football player or a tennis player, it's about a baseball player.
How'd you know that, man? You been reading my manuscript, Playboy?
What? No, Felix, I have not been reading your manuscript.
Okay, man, if you say so. But yeah, the romance novel that I'm currently authoring involves a baseball player.
Uh-huh. Let me guess. The woman of his dreams enters his world.
You're reading my manuscript, Playboy, admit it.
Oh my goodness, Felix, no. No, I have not been reading your manuscript.
Then how do you know so much about the plot of my unpublished novel?
Bonnie, a little help here, please.
No, I'm with Felix on this one. What? Felix brings up a good point. How do you know so much about the plot of this unpublished romance novel?
You have got to be kidding me right now. Felix joked about the male protagonist being a tennis player.
I really did, man.
I remember.
Then he said it was a football player and made a tasteless joke about penetration.
It was tasteless.
Thank you.
But it was also funny. I even peed a little.
You peed?
A little.
You peed a little?
Yeah, that's why I said I peed a little. Because I peed. But only a little.
What is happening right now?
Well, last I checked, you was trying to act like you didn't read my manuscript.
Felix, seriously, for the last time, I did not read your manuscript. I didn't even know you were writing a book, much less a romance novel.
Yeah, about a baseball player, but you already know the rest of the story. Because you read my manuscript, man.
No, Felix, I don't know how your novel ends. Let me guess, the woman of his dreams enters his world.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, she discovers that in the real world of baseball, it's about how you handle your balls. Is that it?
Wow, Stone. That was in really bad taste, man. No, the woman of his dreams helped him find solace in spite of his testicular cancer diagnosis.
That was really low, Stone.
We'll be back next hour. Headlines, a mixologist has wasted his talents at a dive bar. But first, an interesting situation has developed here at Inaction News headquarters.
The smell coming from the vents in the conference room.
No, Felix, I was referring to the heavy police presence in the lobby downstairs.
Yeah, man, I noticed that too.
So you already know what's going on?
I sure don't, Stone.
You walked into work today, saw 20-some-odd police officers in the lobby, and didn't think to ask what might be happening.
Yeah, listen, in my line of work, you don't approach the police and ask them what they're doing there, man.
We're in the same line of work, Felix.
KISW. Text the men's room at 206-803-ROCK.
TV Time with Ted brought to you by Xfinity. Give them a call, 1-800-XFINITY.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
As Steven Throwhook is please everyone on Profile This is played.
Oh, it sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Ray. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hi, Ray. You understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do.
All right. You have a choice of one of three categories. Today we offer you interior design, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. We have seriously, where you guess the petty conflict that led to violence. And finally today, license to spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
License to spill.
We go to Beattyville, Kentucky. I wonder what they do there. Where drivers came across a strange roadblock. Mayor Scott Jackson said that the crash on Kentucky Highway 11 North near Farmer State's Bank left cargo strung across the road. One passerby wrote on Facebook, quote, "So apparently there have been dump trucks full of this cargo being driven through Beattyville lately, and today they almost wrecked and left a trail all the way from the Dairy Queen through the town, across the bridge, and all the way to Boonville." To give you some context, Boonville is 431 miles away. Wow. All right, so whatever was spilling out of the back of this truck went for at least 431 miles. Now, the debris has since been removed, and Jackson said that the Kentucky State Police are investigating. The question is, what was this truck hauling? Was it dead animal parts? Was it manure? Was it heating oil? Or was it human bodies? So dead animal parts, manure, heating oil, or human bodies?
Wow.
Yeah, 431 miles.
What do you guys think?
People in Kentucky have propane tanks, just in case. Heating oil, could be that. You know what? I'm going to go, Ray, I'm going to go heating oil.
Okay.
I think just simply because you wouldn't know. It would just seem like, I don't know, maybe roadkill or something. I'm going to say animal body parts.
Dead animal parts.
Dead animal parts.
Okay.
You know, that was my thought there, too, Ted. I'm going with you.
All right.
Attaboy.
What was all over the road? 400 miles of it. Dead animal parts, manure, heating oil, or dead bodies? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
century rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Categories licensed to spill on profile list. Kentucky drivers had a hell of a time. The road wasn't exactly blocked, but there was stuff dumped all over it.
Yeah.
For some 400 plus miles. Question was, what was slowly spilled or spilled all over the road? Dead animal parts, manure, heating oil, or dead bodies?
And Ray, that is a question that we posed to you, but let us start with Miles Montgomery. You went with heating oil. Yep. It was not heating oil. The Ted Smith, you went with dead animal parts. And Ray, you agreed with him. Now I'm going to tell you where the two of you are different. Ted is a psychopath. All right, so when he said dead animal parts, he meant the Muppet animal, as he has this fascination with him being dismembered. But nevertheless, you agreed with him, dead animal parts, and you won.
Oh, God.
My hatred of drummers.
Think how gross that is, man. So if I remember it right, it clipped something, but the truck kept going. They're pretty sure the driver knew he clipped something, figured, I can get out of here. Except the dead animal parts were falling out of the back of his truck for 400.
He must have been coming from like a processing
1
plant.
mile. I'm assuming.
If I saw half a pig on the side of the road, I wouldn't give it two thoughts. I'd keep cruising.
Yeah, exactly.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
Now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got Stephen Colbert, The Jimmy,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Seth Meyers, writers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
Well, it's right in the title. These guys have talented teams, writers help them come up with monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
YouTube released its first ever recap, which is a shareable highlight reel of your year's most watched. YouTube released its first ever recap, which is a shareable highlight reel of your year's watch history. In other words, blackmail.
Fallon.
Ted Smith.
Fallon.
We'll get this. YouTube released their first ever recap, which is a shareable highlight reel of your year's watch history. In other words, blackmail.
Yeah.
Well, then everyone's like, what are you watching on YouTube, man?
Mine's all the same. It's just music videos and then some of Drewski stuff.
Sure.
Sad news for the Winter Olympics as they first started the flame to its final destination, the Milan, Croatian Winter Games, and the flame went out. Huh. The Olympic flame is just like your marriage. The flame is gone out.
The Ted Smith.
Yes.
Yeah. A little too harsh.
I like it.
Yeah. Today is Giving Tuesday. It goes Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, Credit Card Wednesday, Fake Your Own Death Thursday, and Create a New Identity Friday.
Colbert.
Fallon.
You guys, this is nice. Today is Giving Tuesday. That's great. Yeah, that's right. It goes Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, Credit Card Bill Wednesday, Fake Your Own Death Thursday, and Create a New Identity Friday. That's the week.
Obviously left out Small Business Saturday. Thanks, Jimmy.
See where you're at.
Man in New Zealand was arrested after he allegedly walked into a jewelry store and swallowed a $20,000 Fabergé egg. And a few hours later, it was a $1 egg.
Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert.
Fallon.
Here's a wild story. A man in New Zealand was arrested after he allegedly walked into a jewelry store and swallowed a $20,000 Fabergé egg. Yeah, and a few hours later, it was a $1 Fabergé egg.
All right, so this is kind of interesting. They're going to re-release some classic Christmas movies to movie theaters.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, good for the movie theaters.
It used to be a tradition to go to the movies on Christmas. Like after you got everything done.
Sure.
In the afternoon, late evening, whatever, you go to the movies. But they had movies that were actually being released specifically for the holidays.
For the holidays, right.
So if they don't have those, might as well just go back and watch the classics.
Well, yeah. I mean, I never went to a movie theater on Christmas Day, but I do remember it seemed like you had summer blockbusters, and then you're right, around the holiday season, you would get bigger movies.
But you would have a few that would release specifically on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Would they?
They would. Like, hey, come
Did you
Christmas
ever do
Day.
it?
Oh, yeah. Went to the movies every Christmas.
Growing up or when you were an adult? No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
You did too?
A couple of, not all the time, but probably 2 or 3 times. It depended on what the movie was, but like pay attention when they have the release dates because you'll find a lot of them. It's December 25th, typically very family friendly, etc. It wasn't like The Exorcist or anything.
Dr. Seuss's The Grinch animated. You can find that at Cinemark, AMC Theaters, and Regal Cinemas.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen that. Oh, is that the one they used to put on television?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
you've
All
seen
right.
it.
Yeah.
My question is, are they going to show it with anything else? Only because when you add subtract the commercial breaks, it's maybe 18 minutes long.
I was going to say, I think it's only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll do a double feature.
Have you ever seen the version, like human action version with Jim Carrey?
Yes.
I did not enjoy it, but yeah.
All right.
And I don't know if it was a bad movie or if it's just, if you grew up on the animated version of The Grinch, he's just such an iconic character, the way he moved and all that kind of thing. So when Jim Carrey did his movie, I'm sure he did a fantastic job, but I just sat there, my arms folded, saying, no, this is not right.
It's awful.
So it wasn't even good.
Well, first of all, next time you watch it, pay attention. There is a scene where the Who's are partying.
Yeah.
They're all putting their keys into one jar.
All right. Okay. That's kind of funny.
I mean, it seems like a key party from the 70s, right? I'm not saying that what the Who's were into. I think there's Who Hooch.
Right. Hooch.
But also, it seems odd to me, who sat down in a room and said, we need to stretch this out for an hour and a half and build a backstory to make us hate the Grinch?
Mm-hmm. Right. That I think that's part of my problem is it was very long for a story that was summed up, I thought, very nicely on a cartoon.
Taylor Momsen was 5 years old when she was in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So when she comes to the party on the 12th, you should ask her.
I will.
Did you notice the key
serious.
party? Just like you're 5, they're not going to tell you the inside joke on that, but if you've gone back and look, or has anyone brought up like one of the subtle funnies in the movie was the key party.
And look, I fathom, right? The whole basis of the movie is her character is like, I think we should be nicer to him again.
Sure.
But just, if you watch the movie, he's a child in Whoville.
Right. And he's treated like crap and all this kind of thing.
Right. But then when she nominates him to be like the head of Christmas or whatever, they go back and they all taunt him, right? And then they're shocked when he reacts back.
You're really
I have recently watched it and I am upset about it.
My thing is, like, when I watch the cartoon version, it doesn't matter what his backstory is.
Correct.
Right, he's a grumpy old, he's Walter Matthau, for Christ's sake. Fine, whatever, who cares? The point is he's grumpy, wants to ruin things, has a change of heart. That's all you need, man.
I said to my one buddy, right, because I just recently watched it. We're sitting there on Sunday. I'm all worked up. And I said, it'd be like me inviting you over. And I've invited your ex that I barely knew, her new man, and the child they had. But we didn't tell you. And you show up on Christmas dinner. And believe this, Miles, Grinch had an adverse reaction.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't know. It's just like you're reminding him.
You're saying he deserved to take Christmas away from the Who's who treated him like crap.
Right. I'm glad he came around, but like when he freaked out on him in town, I was like, I do not blame the man. Like, how much more did you want him to take?
That's what happens when you're an adult. I would say it was a Little Mermaid. I did not watch it when it came out. Years have gone by. I have a kid. We watched it. All I heard was that the dad's a hard ass and a D-bag, blah, blah, blah. So I watched the movie, and that was the vibe my daughter got. I looked at my wife and I said, so if I'm understanding this movie correctly, the dad who's a bad guy, his daughter's 16, wants to have a cross-species relationship with the dude that essentially lives in a different place than she does. She's never spoken to him. She just thinks he's cute. I'm on dad's side.
Yeah.
Sorry. If my daughter came home and that's her scenario, well, he's half fish. I know it's the opposite for Little Mermaid, but he's half fish. We never spoke because I couldn't speak. But he's really cute. Why won't you let me marry him? Like, I get that.
They exiled him to that mountain when he was 8. 8.
The Grinch.
Yeah.
Again, these are some movies that are going to return to theaters. I'd go see this one in a Regal Cinema. It's A Wonderful Life.
I've never seen that.
Never?
No.
It's not a bad movie. You make fun of it because it's easy to make fun of, but it's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. It is, obviously, it's super dated.
Sure.
It is long, and it is a longer movie, but it is a good film.
Sure.
And like Mike was asking us earlier about like what movies do you watch? Like, I don't know that I have to watch that every year, but if somebody said you want to come over and watch it, well, check.
How about Bad Santa or Bad Santa 2? Because then you get all the cuss words. That's the only problem with watching it on TV.
I agree.
on the
They
channel,
just don't count it as a classic. Christmas Story will be at Cinemark and Regal Cinemas. Mike, this might be your chance to finally go see Christmas Story. Get a bucket of popcorn in you.
Is The Sound of Music on there? My wife must watch
No.
The Sound of Music.
Gremlins.
All right, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, that'll be at Regal Cinemas. The Sound of Music, I also think, always showed up on Christmas night or whatever.
Yes.
Right? And I want to say that...
Every year, Ted.
Right. Every year.
Every year.
Scrooge, that'll be at Regal Cinemas.
It's all right.
That's the Bill Murray one?
Yeah. People love that. I'm like, it's okay.
If you're a rom-com guy, Love Actually, that'll be at AMC Theaters and Regal Cinemas.
Now I just found out it's about Christmas.
Polar Express, AMC Theaters, Regal Cinemas.
That'd be good on the big screen, just based on the effects.
Yeah. I was going to say, again, these are classic Christmas movies going back to theaters. Elf.
Will Ferrell.
My wife is... So at the kids' school, my younger kids' school, right, it's K through 8. So because she must be involved in all things with the school, they're doing a thing for the little kids. And Elf is at the center of it, the movie. Well, she does not love Elf, but she has watched it probably 4 times to sync up some surprises there for the kids. Even talking to her last night. Again, this is Elf. It's Buddy. She's like, F that mother effer. I'm like, babe, come on, man. It's Elf. She is over his ass.
They did it.
They make her work at the school, then she got to do extra homework watching that damn movie over and over.
She has chosen to do that. I'm like, this is on you.
I was going to say, I know her. She's putting in extra work.
You need
You're
a
putting
discount
in the extra
on that.
work. Yeah. You don't think I brought that up?
Mm-hmm. And then my one I watch every year, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That'll be back at AMC Theaters and Regal Cinemas. I would recommend as we get closer to Christmas, just look at your theaters. And, when we went to see Cocaine Bear or whatever, like,
yes.
If you haven't been to a theater lately, like, some of them are really nice.
They got food.
They got
chicken
food,
wings. They got beer.
Right. You could relax in the seat and everything else. Like,
especially when you go as an adult. Like, every time I go to the movies now, I'm typically with one or both of the kids. And as they've gotten older, the movie choices have gotten better, for sure, right? But it's still not something I would have chosen to see if they weren't with me. So I don't know the last time, like just my wife and I just going, like, look, the kids are not with us. It's rated freaking R. Let's go in and see a movie. And I don't even know what I would see.
Oh, I was going to say, too, with these Christmas movies being re-released, I would say also a good chance, too. Like, look, we live in Seattle. We know there's going to be plenty of days where it is piss and rain.
Sure.
And just nasty out there. Kids are off of school. Like, time to go see a Christmas movie.
Why not?
That's not a bad call, man.
Go out to dinner afterwards.
Yeah, let's make it a day.
Right, they're going to be fired up.
Drop $200.
Yeah, no kidding.
You can't talk in here.
Right? That's why we're here.
Let's see. If you're a traditional Christmas person, I'm sure you like watching the Christmas tree get lit at Rockefeller Center. That's tonight on NBC if you want to check that out. Yeah, I mean, that's another one, right? Whoever is the person in your life that watched the Macy's Day Parade.
They watch that.
They are watching.
It's the same performers. It's the same people almost. Oh, look, Mariah Carey again.
I know.
Oh, by the way, update on that. Apparently her residency in Vegas is not doing well.
I can believe it.
Really?
Well, I think it's just Christmas.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, she's only playing Christmas tunes?
I got to look. I just saw it today. Like, her ticket sales aren't that good. It's getting, like, people love that song, but, like, I don't know if it's enough to drive you to go to Vegas during December.
No, that's what I'm saying. How many people go to Vegas for Christmas?
You either got to be a baller or sad.
Right.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Walmart has just noticed that their logo looks like Winnie the Pooh's anus. But first, the mayor has announced his plans to reward his city's top reading schools with a giant pizza party at Happy's Pizza at the end of the school year.
He gonna throw them a pizza party because they read books? Come on, man.
There's a little more to it than that, Felix. The mayor wants to encourage students to read. The elementary and high schools that read the most books will be awarded the pizza party. It's a simple way to motivate child literacy.
Do romance novels count?
I don't recall romance novels being a part of the literary curriculum.
I'm just asking because I'm writing a romance novel.
You are writing a romance novel? Really?
Yeah, man. It's the story of a tennis star who meets the woman of his dreams.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She enters his world, and there she learns that in the world of tennis, love means nothing.
Oh, come on, Felix.
I'm joking, man, but seriously, I am writing a romance novel. Same idea, but the male protagonist is not a tennis player. He's a football player.
A football player, you say?
Yeah, a football player. And as the story goes, the woman of his dreams enters his world, and she learns that in the world of football, it's all about penetration.
Felix!
I'm just kidding, man. I'm joking. But I am writing a romance novel.
Are you now? Let me guess. Instead of a football player or a tennis player, it's about a baseball player.
How'd you know that, man? You been reading my manuscript, Playboy?
What? No, Felix, I have not been reading your manuscript.
Okay, man, if you say so. But yeah, the romance novel that I'm currently authoring involves a baseball player.
Let me guess. The woman of his dreams enters his world.
You're reading my manuscript, Playboy, admit it.
Oh my goodness, Felix, no. No, I have not been reading your manuscript.
Then how do you know so much about the plot of my unpublished novel?
Bonnie, a little help here, please.
No, I'm with Felix on this one. What? Felix brings up a good point. How do you know so much about the plot of this unpublished romance novel?
You have got to be kidding me right now. Felix joked about the male protagonist being a tennis player.
I really did, man.
I remember.
Then he said it was a football player and made a tasteless joke about penetration.
It was tasteless.
Thank you.
But it was also funny. I even peed a little.
You peed?
A little.
You peed a little?
Yeah, that's why I said I peed a little. Because I peed. But only a little.
What is happening right now?
Well, last I checked, you was trying to act like you didn't read my manuscript.
Felix, seriously, for the last time, I did not read your manuscript. I didn't even know you were writing a book, much less a romance novel.
Yeah, about a baseball player, but you already know the rest of the story. Because you read my manuscript, man.
No, Felix, I don't know how your novel ends. Let me guess, the woman of his dreams enters his world. And let's see, she discovers that in the real world of baseball, it's about how you handle your balls. Is that it?
Wow, Stone. That was in really bad taste, man. No, the woman of his dreams helped him find solace in spite of this testicular cancer diagnosis.
That was really low, Stone.
We'll be back next hour. A mixologist has wasted his talents at a dive bar. But first, an interesting situation has developed here at Inaction News headquarters.
The smell coming from the vents in the conference room.
No, Felix, I was referring to the heavy police presence in the lobby downstairs.
Yeah, man, I noticed that too.
So you already know what's going on?
I sure don't, Stone.
You walked into work today, saw 20-some-odd police officers in the lobby, and didn't think to ask what might be happening.
Yeah, listen, in my line of work, you don't approach the police and ask them what they're doing there, man.
We're in the same line of work, Felix. And as journalists, we should absolutely approach a group of officers and ask them why they're here.
Well, yeah, but I meant my other line of work.
Do I even want to know what your other line of work is?
I very seriously doubt that, Playboy.
In any case, multiple law enforcement officials are in our Inaction News lobby regarding a woman named LaTanya Gates.
Never heard of her, man.
I hadn't either until this morning. Miss Gates is known as an objectophile.
An objectophile? What's an objectophile?
Well, I'm glad you asked. An objectophile is a person who is attracted to inanimate objects, like trains, cars, even words.
I like the word moist.
No, you don't. Nobody likes the word moist. Nobody in the world likes the word moist, and nobody likes the word ointment either.
What about an objectophile?
Not even an objectophile. And their taste can be quite strained, by the way. For example, there was a Brazilian woman that is married to a rag doll. Then there's a woman in Germany who married 2 different roller coasters.
She has 2 roller coaster husbands.
Well, no, her first husband was a German roller coaster. Then she fell in love with and married a French roller coaster, as one will do.
You're making this up, man.
I'm doing no such thing. Her name is Gail Engel. She's 47 years old, and her current husband is the French roller coaster named Gravity. Then there's a different German woman who is not married to, but has an intimate relationship with, a specific Boeing plane.
This all reminds me of a man in India who made headlines because he had relations with balloons.
Okay, so you are familiar with objectophiles.
Yeah, man. I just didn't know they were called objectophiles. I should tell my uncle.
Your uncle? Why would he care?
Uncle Darius, man. He's married to a flagpole.
Wait, what?
My Uncle Darius, man. He's married to a flagpole.
Your Uncle Darius married a flagpole?
Yeah, man. It'll be 38 years this month. And now Darius is all excited because he just had his first grandbaby.
Wait, he had a grandchild?
Yeah, little Douglas.
How is that even possible?
It's pretty basic, Stone. Uncle Darius and Ophelia.
Ophelia?
Yeah, Ophelia. That's my uncle's wife, man.
Ophelia the flagpole.
Yes, Stone. So Darius and Ophelia, they had 2 kids, Dennis and Eugene. And Eugene's wife just gave birth to little Douglas. Come on, Stone. I know you know how grandkids are made, man.
Yes, Felix. I know how grandkids are made. Just in a more traditional sense. I'm not sure how it works with flagpoles.
It's the birds and the bees, Playboy. Don't make it weird, man.
I'm not making this weird, Felix. I'm just trying to do the mental math on how a man impregnates a flagpole.
You having dirty thoughts, Playboy?
No, I absolutely am not.
Yeah, okay.
Felix, just never mind about your uncle. Although, tell him congratulations on the birth of his grandchild.
Will do.
Back to our top story. Miss LaTonya Gates. Yes, Miss Gates is a self-confessed objectophile and is currently in our In-Action News lobby, handcuffed to the globe structure that adorns our entry. If you're unfamiliar, the sculpture is a replica of the globe that you see during our show open.
And why is she handcuffed to it?
Well, as I stated, Miss Gates is an objectophile, and the globe in our lobby is seemingly the object of her affection.
So the cops handcuffed her to it?
No, Miss Gates handcuffed herself to it. The police are here to peacefully try to negotiate a way for her to uncuff herself and, perhaps, seek treatment.
There's no treatment for true love, man.
You think that this LaTonya Gates is truly in love with the In-Action News globe?
I just told you about my uncle, man.
Darius, yes, married to the flagpole.
Plus, LaTonya has known the In-Action News globe for years.
What does that even mean?
LaTonya Gates has been the night janitor here since 2019. She's dusted and polished that globe for at least 6 years, so she's definitely gotten to know it.
Am I the only one that finds this disturbing?
Oh, it's just something that you get used to. Felix's aunt is a flagpole. My old college roommate dated a lint filter for 3 years.
Turns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Thailand, Japan is suing one resident for being a complete and total ass. Meanwhile, regardless of police blocking the road, a Waymo car will still pass.
Meet me.
We head to Montana for elk trapped in a frozen lake. Don't bring a bottle of meth into an IHOP, for Christ's sake. And a man trying to do a good deed gets bitten in the face. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
And our top story is brought to you by the fine folks at Lacrosse Footwear. And it goes like this. We go to Los Angeles, where we learn of a flaw in self-driving cars. This is a great video. The video was uploaded to social media, which shows a local intersection with a Waymo car waiting to make a left turn. Now, in case you were not aware, Waymo is the self-driving rideshare service that transport passengers using smart cameras in lieu of an actual human driver to get them to their destination. There is nobody in that driver's seat, okay? That's very important information. In the video, the Waymo makes the turn to continue onto its path to the criticism of the surrounding public, everybody in their cars, everybody on the sidewalk. But it's not because they hit anything, not because they went the wrong way, but because it drove through an active police standoff. We see in the video several police are drawn on a stopped truck with the occupant lying face down on the ground with officers barking orders. Nobody was injured in the scene.
It is kind of funny.
That cracks me up.
Yeah.
Like, what are the people in the car thinking?
Like,
that was my first
I hope
thought.
it's not a shootout.
Right.
Right, it's somebody that's been in one. Like, that would be terrifying.
That is funny, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take this left turn here.
You can hear the people video and be like, oh my God, it's going.
Right.
And then you hear the cops like, interlock your fingers.
Right.
Oh,
Turn your
right.
head to the left. Jeez, a whiz. In other news, to Missouri, where an IHOP had to be evacuated, of all places. Police got a call around 6 in the evening on reports of a suspicious man. Side note, I can't imagine much good happens inside of a pancake house at 6 o'clock at night. Anyway.
6? That's not too bad.
At night?
Yeah.
Sometimes
man,
you
breakfast for dinner. You know, 3 a.m., probably not. 6, I'm like, we're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, strict rules over there, Mike.
I'm just saying, like, there's two kinds of people, and they're both intoxicated. They arrived to find a man in the restaurant. It's okay if you go there later on at night, Ted, but tell me you're there sober.
It's 6 p.m. It's not later on at night.
Yeah.
They have a full menu.
Yeah, you're still getting a cheeseburger.
I don't know why I'm defending IHOP, so I mean, I guess I like it.
They arrived to find... That's right, they were the International House of Burgers there for a minute, weren't they?
Yeah.
They arrived to find a man in the restaurant with a bottle that he called a shake and bake, a way of making meth that is extremely combustible, telling officers that he brought the bottle to the restaurant to, quote, possibly make it safe. Well, the officers took steps to actually make the restaurant safe and began evacuating patrons and eventually arrested the man. He has a hearing scheduled this week.
Good Lord, man. Come on.
And apparently he was talking to people shaking the doggone thing. It's like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Yeah, again, just stop.
We're getting high on your own supply. Just get out of the doggone restaurant. It's lingo, Ted.
I know.
I'm using shake and bake in here. Look out. A town council in Japan has officially had enough of one resident. Back in 2020, he contacted the town hall demanding subsidies from them to improve the earthquake resistance of the structures on his property. Being that they weren't of any cultural significance to the town, they denied his request, but his demands have relentlessly continued ever since. In the span of about 8 months this year alone, he made contact with the town hall over 800 times with the phone calls and letters to nearly every department. His harassment got so out of hand that the council unanimously passed a resolution allowing the town to sue people for excessive complaints. They then started drawing up a lawsuit for the equivalent of 25,000 American dollars, which seems to have stopped all communication from the man altogether, which is good.
Good.
They say that they will not move forward with the lawsuit if his behavior improves.
Oh, hopefully it will.
I like that move. I wish you could do that. Like, you're just a nuisance.
Correct.
So we're going to handle it.
And I understand diligence. I understand that there are certain things where you keep knocking on the door to see if you can get it happen.
Within reason.
Right. 5 straight years of 100 contacts a month.
For things they have nothing to do with.
Correct.
Like, sir, again, like, sir, you're at a Wendy's. Like, we can't help you.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah. It's just like...
Exactly. We have no vested interest in this whatsoever. This is on your property. We're not going to give you any subsidies. No. Philly keeping it classy. Authorities are on the lookout for a group of thieves. Reports are that they stole personal items, equipment, and a private vehicle from local fire crews while they were putting out a deadly blaze in the area.
Come on.
2 people managed to escape the fire, but one man in his 40s died in the incident that they say was caused by an electrical issue.
What practical thing can you steal from a fire truck?
Thank you.
An axe? I mean, a hose?
Gotta be something, I don't know,
helmet,
that you
a
could
jacket.
pawn or...
That's my thought, yeah.
Some
Maybe
type
some-
of... well, there is a lot of heavy equipment on there.
There's medical supplies if that truck's there too.
Yep.
So
Yeah, they're going to have to save people now.
right. I'm not going to say that there's nothing. Well, if it's drugs, we can go have fun.
Yeah,
with
whatever
it.
got in the medical kit.
Seize opportunity while the iron's hot, I guess.
But
It just-
still.
Where was this at?
This was in Philly.
Ugh.
putting out a doggone fire, trying to save lives, and they save 2 out of 3. And then they get back to their truck to find out that you stole from them.
You ever been to Philly?
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. That's what I hear. But
Sucks.
just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
We go to Montana, where an impressive rescue operation took place. Fish and wildlife were called to the scene of a frozen over pond with about 4 elk stuck in the middle of it.
That's good eating right there.
Now, much to my chagrin, the local news story is more of a puff piece about the photographer that captured the event, but the officials exhausted all options attempting to lead the elk out of the frozen waters, but the solution eventually came when a local was driving by the scene and knew how to help. They had used ice melt to create a path of exit for the animals, but could not coax them to safety. They were even shooting them with like rubber pellets, trying to just get them to freaking move, but they wouldn't. But our local is a local pilot who came back to the scene in a helicopter that was used for rescue. Nice. He low flew that thing over there and blew those elk through the basically just coaxed them and pushed them.
Blew them to shore.
He did. The animals eventually made it to shore and hopped a surrounding fence to then trot on with their lives.
Woot woot.
Probably look back and shoot me one more rubber bullet now, bitch.
And I was complaining about this earlier. It's like the entire piece is like, and then our witness, armed with her camera, documented the entire. It's like, that's not the cool part.
So she did nothing.
The guy floating a foot above the water in a helicopter to save elk. That's the cool part.
Right, that's the guy.
Ew, but she's got a camera. Like, cool. Men's Room Sports, you got basketball on CW and NBA tonight, as well as a whole slate of college hoops on the ESPN affiliates and Big Ten Network. You've also got hockey over on TNT, and you can catch the Seattle Torrent over on Fox 13 Plus later on tonight. As far as your weather, expecting a low of 42 tonight when the faucet's turning on there, kids. We're expecting rain for the foreseeable future. Yep. Should be raining with a high of 47 tomorrow, so enjoy that. That is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. Do us a solid. Head to KISW.com. Make a donation there for Codes for Kids.
Yeah, please
do. Good, please. Lovely Jolene's coming up here in seconds.
Yes, indeed. It's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this batch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.